you need to make the right decisions to optimize your profits. Vantage Point is making its exclusive market forecast process available to you for free when you text money to 411411. That's MONEY to 411411. We'll send you a link to your free market forecast so you take back control of your financial future. Text money to 411411.
Go to VantagePointSoftware.com for terms, conditions, and privacy policy.
Well, look who's home. How was your day, hon?
Stressful, exhausting.
Lay down on me and we'll talk about it.
Oh, Purple Mattress. You know how to support me.
Hey, I'm just a mattress doing my job.
You're more than that. You're a Purple Mattress. Who cares about a bed with numbers when I have your Purple Grid to comfort my body's pressure points? And forget memory foam. Your non-toxic, hyper-elastic polymer minimizes heat, keeping me cool and comfortable the whole night through.
If you're happy, I'm happy. But you do have up to 100 days to return me for a full refund.
And give up the best night's sleep I've had since I learned to walk? No way. You're the only one I want to come home to. Purple Mattress.
You too can come home to a Purple Mattress by texting CUSHION to 84888. Take advantage of our best Black Friday sale ever and save up to $400 when you buy a mattress and premium sleep bundle by texting CUSHION to 84888. That's keyword CUSHION to 84888.
See purple.com for terms and conditions.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Major problems on 84 East this morning. 84 eastbound, all lanes closed out by exit 5 in Maybrook. It's all due to an accident involving several tractor trailers. One flipped over, and it looks like an ongoing investigation here. 84 East, exit 5 in Maybrook. Stop and go traffic this morning as you head out to 537 out by 195 in Jackson. That's closed with an accident investigation. Inbound GWB 40 to the upper level because of earlier problems, 15 to the lower level. If you're heading to the inbound Lincoln, that's 10, Holland 10 as well. Traffic sponsored by T-Mobile.
With data and texting included in over 200 countries and destinations, T-Mobile for Business keeps you connected at the corner coffee shop or a cafe halfway around the world. Business is changing. Are you with us? Visit T-Mobile.com/business.
Partly cloudy today, high of 57. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano with news guy Al Gottulo and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
I believe. In a lot of things the daisy tells.
Good morning, Joe on the radio. How are you? Great to see you. I'm just checking myself. Oh, it is so funny. This whole radio journey for me has been spectacular and fun and crazy. 606 AM 970 The Answer, streaming and YouTubing. So you go to YouTube, you go on Facebook, and you can get us live. What reason? I don't know why, but I'm trying to do it because I was like staying at the hotel. You got to get a receipt here, a receipt there. Now I'm a corporate warrior. I understand when people say, and in my small business even, you got to cut costs. You got to be careful, and if you get on a plane, you go to business. You don't want to go full first class because it's too much. Yeah, I understand all that, cost effectiveness. So I said, well, I'm not going to go to the hotel. I'll stay in my office, which is a great office, by the way, in one of the most beautiful buildings in New York. So I said, so I stay. So I crashed out the last couple of nights just to show the corporate, hey, Joe's doing his part. Joe's doing his part. So I slept on the couch. We need a futon. Frankie and I are going to work on getting a futon. But it was good. So I'm looking, and I have my suit, and we came up, and it's kind of easy. I go out of my office, I walk right to work. Come on. I mean, walk like down the hall. That's what I'm saying. Is that not a great idea? And then this, and then this. Oh, and there's news, but who cares? So then my boss says, we had great dinner with my boss, because I have to tell you this is between us, our intimate hours. So at my age, So some people, they kind of, I don't know if they're flirting. They probably feel sorry for me, but they kind of reach out to me. Sympathy, whatever it is. Some very nice gals will say, "Oh, Joe, well, I'm in town when you're in town." And they hit me on social media or whatever. And I go, "Oh, how nice. That's very nice. I'm very flattered." So last night, I'm here. I don't go home. Allie's okay. And all my kids are okay. Everybody's okay. And I go, okay, well, maybe I would actually do dinner. Like go out to dinner with somebody. I can't remember the last time I did that. I was in my office all day yesterday because I stayed in the office. I read a great book. I was reading. I got rid of fan mail. Excuse me if you sent me fan mail from August. I'm sorry. I'm just getting back to it now. I'm the worst. So then I figured, well, maybe I'll go out with. So then, but I don't like the give and take. I don't want to play any games. So I text a couple people. Hey, sure, are you around? Because maybe, look at me. You understand? This is a big step for me. Remember Dr. Laura Schlesinger yesterday? I said, I don't want a relationship. I said, maybe. So I shoot a couple texts out. You know when I get back? You know what this means? A hand under the chin, nothing. Niente, nothing. Nobody comes back. So I went out with my boss. We went out with my boss. Like Frankie goes, well, at least you didn't have to pay.
Exactly. You're the big winner. You won.
At least I didn't have to pay. So it's me and Jerry out at dinner. And then, I'm so mad at myself. I had a steak. We went to a steak place. It was great. But now we got Thanksgiving on Thursday. I have lasagna on Thursday. I'm eating steak yesterday. What am I doing? One day I'll come in here and I'll be like, hi, how are you? I look like Santa Claus. So then afterwards, everybody texts back after the fact. So it was good, and I was just by myself as usual. Ended up being by myself, had a great dinner, went back into my office, and there's a solace there when you're coming in there, and I rolled right into work this morning. So good morning, great to be here. Oh, you can't make it up. And I'll head back home tonight. Hey, Michael Caputo's on the show today. This is a guy that he went through so much during the Mueller probe. Remember all that? Oh my gosh. And yet he's still sustained, and he's a real warrior. So he's kind enough to join us, and we're going to see about these efforts to get Roger Stone a pardon. And so Michael Caputo will join us. That's on the phone. Anthony Pope's coming in the office. We're going to talk about, we're going to have an audience with the Pope. That's Anthony Pope. So we're going to talk about legal issues of the day. And my friend Anthony will be here. Dominic Carter will be here, a political reporter and analyst for Verizon Fios TV. We'll be talking about Michael Bloomberg's $35 million ad buy, which is unbelievable. Mike Gallagher is going to join us. You know, I have a big shout out to Sandra Smith and to Bill Hammer over at America's Newsroom. We had such a good time over at Fox yesterday. It was so great. And so I was, Frankie said, how was the shot? Yesterday I said, it's great. I did Maria Bartiromo. Always just honored to be around Maria all the time. She is just such a stellar talent and such a great gal. Never forgets her Brooklyn roots, Maria Bartiromo, and her Italian roots. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's real. That's why I stay in New York. We are real here. So Maria, and then I went right from Maria on her show, Mornings with Maria, and then we went over to America's Newsroom. And so Sandra was saying they showed how Pete Davidson from Staten Island on Saturday Night Live said it's tough to go to college campuses because it's so politically correct. You have to be careful. I said, you do care. I said, I work with a network and I plugged on national television Dr. Seb Gorka, Mike Gallagher, Dennis Prager. I dropped some names, and I said, "Oh," and I said, "So I watch myself in the morning. We're kind of careful in the morning when we do anything. So when Mike comes in, I have to remember to tell him I gave him a plug, and not that he needs it, not that Gallagher needs it, but I gave him a nice plug on television. Then I came back to the station. Who was here broadcasting in my studio? Dr. Gorka. How cool was that? We had a great time yesterday with Dr. Gorka. Tall guy. He's as tall as the president is. He must be like 6'3", 4, maybe 6'4", maybe more. Great guy, Dr. Gorka. It was great to see him yesterday. Commissioner Bernard Kerik has been in the news. This is one of the most, Bernie Kerik. I'll tell you that I say as a friend. We know Bernie. You know he's a friend of the show. One of the most powerful cats in the country right now. What's happening with Eddie Gallagher? It's all in the name of good. Bernie went through his issues. He understands them. He has the ear of the President of the United States. Bernie's going to join us on the show. We're going to talk all about what's happening with Eddie Gallagher and the United States Navy and the President of the United States with the former commissioner of the NYPD. Dr. Lauren Wright, we asked to come back. She's a great gal, associate research scholar and lecturer, author of Star Power, American Democracy in the Age of the Celebrity Candidate. And Scott LoBaido. This guy is one of the most, just a brilliant artist. You know Scott from Staten Island. Well, he's raising money for a Mother Cabrini statue. And he's going to, bring the statue in, the prototype of the statue here in the studio. I mean, where else? I'm just saying, on television or on TV, you're going to find something like this. Oh, come on. And there's other stuff. The President's Council is supposed to testify now. It's all games. It's all games back and forth. I know. And by the way, the president, and this is stuff that is never reported. First of all, he did a night. We're going to talk about they passed a bill for women now, raising money for women that we'll get into a little while. And also, he will make animal cruelty a federal crime. How about that? President Trump, is that, well, I didn't even know. That's the guy slipped in the news. And I thought that was great. I think about Otis all the time. I'm an animal lover, so I thought that was great. So it's Joe on the radio. We got a lot going on. 877-970-2999. We are live. We are locked. We are loaded. I went gray today. Sometimes you wear dark on TV. I talk to you because I know you, because you're family, if you watch it. Dark always, dark that exudes power. Gray is kind of where my head is at today, kind of like in the middle of just kind of moderate and everything. But I think Al is my...
Yeah, the Adelaide Stevenson. In the middle.
It's Adelaide Stevenson. What is that? And so I went a little gray there. But I think
I like it. It's sharp.
Okay, we're holding together good. And Frankie, good morning to you.
Good morning, Joe.
Nice
How are you?
Haircut, pal.
Thank you.
A little gray streak there, huh?
That's right. I'm doing the same thing you were. Shades of gray.
Shades of gray. Not me. One guy said, and Al, good morning to you, too.
Morning.
One guy, I'm going to sit down, George.
I was told I should go back to being bald, but
back? No, I think it's better with hair. So I go.
Well, you do. No, the ladies, on the other hand, they like
one guy
it bald.
said, Joe, you got to stop dyeing your hair. You got to put gray in. You know what the thing is? You're young.
You got to put gray in. Hold on a second.
Please. They said
strategically put gray in your hair.
No, let it gray. And when people let it gray, they never let it gray. They always put a little something in. You look. If you look, I see people, and most, a lot of it would probably come out gray, but they look old when it's gray. So you're young, so you can put the gray in. But when they put I say gray, it's like
you're wearing a gray suit.
I know, but
so what difference?
Match my hair should match my hair.
No, but I'm just saying,
I will
when you get older, your hair goes gray.
It's streaks of gray. Isn't that a hair product? That's another hair product I can put in.
No, it's just for men.
This was the funny thing. I went to Fox News yesterday. It was so funny. And Angelina, the makeup girl, she was
too much topics, Joe.
No. At Fox, they love it. No, are you kidding me? They love it. So, a matter of fact, that's what I found out about it.
I know.
So, I'm there, and we're about to go to America's Newsroom, and she's doing my makeup. And I said, Angelina, I've been up forever. I slept on the couch, helped do some magic. So she's doing the magic under the eyes. She's doing my makeup and everything. And then she goes, what is this dark stuff streaking on your ears? I said, are you kidding me? She goes, yeah. You brushed through, and the product in your hair went onto your ears. I said, I have to talk to Al, my newsman, about that. He keeps me abreast of all those things. So apparently, I think I brushed it, and it was like
all caked up. Yeah. You're also wearing headphones too, so it probably would.
You didn't see them. You wouldn't see them.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But, so she goes, you got to clean it. They were so great. And then they put the sheet. They do magic over it. I swear to goodness gracious, And yes, they have little topics. They have the little topics there in the hair.
And you're like, could I just borrow one of the? I'll bring it back. Is this the right shade for me?
I'll tell you what. I'll take those Fox makeup folks with me everywhere I go.
I'll never dye my hair. I can't. If once it starts to go, that's it. It's bald. Because now I know I already look good bald. I don't have a problem.
Yeah,
there's no fear.
Yeah, but
do it.
But gray is good. Great, I guess gray.
We had a guy who worked in the press box who's retired now. He wore the worst toupee I've ever seen in the history of toupee. Yeah. Like you could see the clip in his head where the hair was attached.
Well, I was at when there was that big delay. We were going out to L.A. last week with Charlie, and there was a guy behind me. And he had the worst rug, man, I've ever seen in my life. But it was like, and so he's not with anybody. No one knows who he is. Can you just let it go for like a day?
Yeah, that's what you think.
You know what I mean?
Put a hat on.
Even Mr. Sinatra, once in a while, he would put a piece on to go on stage. He would just take it off sometimes. So and actually went on TV with it off one time. But this guy, and then when you talk to somebody with a rug on, your eyes go right up to the hairline.
That's it.
And you end up talking to them with the hairline up there.
Now picture this guy in a locker room with an athlete, and he's got a microphone on his face, and all you see is the athlete staring at the pad.
Please. The problem I have in a locker room, and I've been there for the press, where they come out of the shower naked, and then they put a microphone in the
Well,
face.
no. The norm is to let them get dressed before they
Do they do
talk.
that now?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And a lot of them, what the Jets do is the star players, they'll bring them over to a set of TVs where the press is all set up.
Why I don't like golf. We talked to John Bramnick in the book, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Why people don't. Put the towel. Didn't we talk about
Yeah,
that? Put
exactly.
the towel on.
Right.
With that locker room thing, I can never. Ever since I was in gym, and when I go play golf. The nakedness with I can't do it.
Yeah,
You feel that same way?
Yeah, but if you're doing it you're conditioned. If you've been doing it since high school,
yeah, I guess so.
It really doesn't bother you.
I guess
And there are a lot of them that come out with a towel wrapped around them. They feel more comfortable with a towel wrapped around them. And some of them will put their underwear on with the towel still on, and then drop the towel when they get their underwear on. But I know what you're saying. Some of the guys are like, "Oh yeah, I'll do the interview," and they'll go to take my phone, and they're I'm like. Are you sure you don't want to put underwear on? I mean, you're not on camera. It's okay.
Thank you. No,
yeah.
It's like the scene in Private Parts on Howard's movie where he's in the locker room, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, 618 with Joe and Frank and Al, and Debbie's standing by to come on the air with us, and we'll break down the news. But I worry about you weather-wise. That's the important story. It's going to be very windy tomorrow. If you can get out of town, get out today, right, Frank? I mean,
today's the day.
Yeah,
it's definitely not tomorrow.
Tomorrow's going to be a zoo, and the weather's going to be bad. It's going to be windy.
Windy.
Yeah, but 60 degrees today or something like
They're
that?
talking close to 60 today. Interior sections of Jersey may hit 60. Tomorrow's still going to be warm, and then it's going to get cold. The wind is going to be the issue for the balloons on Thanksgiving.
I think they're grounded. I hear they're going to be grounded.
Either grounded or they're going to be very low to the ground. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be. Really. I mean, do you want to see them at eye level?
Make sure they don't knock over those lamps and the light posts.
Well, if they don't have the balloons, it'll be the first time since the 70s that they didn't have the balloons up.
Yeah,
so it's a big precedent.
It's the first time since the 70s I haven't put my balloons up. It's funny that you say that. Mike Gallagher says he's funny. He got a restaurant right on the
parade route.
The parade route, and there may not be no balloons.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Hey, look at the people.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. If you know that there isn't balloons, like they have to make the call. The night before, really, or early that morning.
Hey.
So now what do? Do you go out and stand there and there's nothing going on? I mean,
can I tell you, and you can bring Debbie up anytime. Hi, Debbie. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you, Joe?
Good. I have to
nice
tell you.
suit.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Thank you.
Sharp.
It's a great thing. It's a great. And one of my oldest suits. It's like a. I don't even know, a Jack Victor, some kind of, not a really designer suit. But
Nice,
so thank you very much. So I'm in L.A. And I'm staying on the couch the last couple of days. I have saved myself a fortune in tips, Debbie, because I always tip everybody at the hotel.
Yes,
help me here. Could you hold the door open? $20 here, $20 there, and then the parking guy. When the guy takes my car, I give him a couple bucks just because keep.
Don't tip the guy downstairs at night. He's asleep. So
no.
Walk right past him.
So I was in L.A. and I forgot to tell you this. This was wild, and I'm about to go on stage. Now I have no tip money. And so I'm with the band.
No.
I'm with the Pete Jacobs band, this great band in Los Angeles, Newport Beach. So I go, I said, is there an ATM around here? So the band leader goes, no. He goes, what do you need? I go, I'm sorry? This is a musician. He goes, what do you, I go, I'm sorry. He goes, you need tip money, Joe? Because we got tip money. And my jaw dropped. Wow. Listen, it's a musician.
Wow.
Usually the cats are going, can I get paid before I go on? You know what I mean?
He gave you change.
Listen, no. He goes into the room, the green room, comes out with a water cash, goes, we have tip money for that, Joe. Here, please, take the tip money. I've never had anybody.
Wow.
I couldn't take it.
Long story short, Joe has adopted him to be his sixth child. So, he stands around.
That cat's playing every gig I'm playing. I'll tell you that right now, man.
You're working for me forever.
I don't care if he could read or not read. He's in the band. That boy.
G-C, D-B.
All right. How about that? Big shout out to the Pete Jacobs Orchestra out there in L.A. That was the nicest thing. Hey, Debbie, good morning to you, 621. And I know it's going to be crazy out there traffic-wise all day today and worse tomorrow. How we doing right now, Deb? Thank you so much.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Frank and Al. Good morning, everybody. Problems on 84 right now, Joe. Everything closed. 84 East, exit 5 into Maybrook. It's an accident involving several trucks, one overturned. So it looks like all lanes closed. 84 eastbound getting out past Middletown in toward Maybrook. So definitely steer clear of that one. Let's see what's happening as you head over to the northbound Van Wyck, slowing down by Linden Boulevard. That's a disabled vehicle. And then you're moving slowly here on the northbound Whitestone Expressway getting up toward the Whitestone Bridge with another stalled car. Traffic is still busy at the inbound GWB, 45 to the upper, 25 to the lower, 10 minutes in from the Palisades Parkway. Inbound Lincoln Tunnel, that's 20, Holland about 20, and 280 East exit 4 in Roseland, a car fire to deal with over there. And if you're heading to Jackson over on 537 at 195, accident cleared. Partly cloudy today, high in the upper 50s. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Balance of nature. I got to tell you, it's what you got to try. I carry my balance of nature with me. I have my little travel bottles right here. See the fruits? I took them already. I will take them after the show. You know, I've been telling you about it. Frankie told us about it from day one, about balance of nature. And then I had the privilege of meeting the Howard family of Dr. Douglas Howard and Sue, his a lovely wife, and Lex, who runs the company, is the son. And remember Jace came in, the grandkid? This is a great family, you know? And then we got to talk, we went to lunch with our boss, Mr. Crowley. We all sat around, and I started. Now I'm drilling Dr. Howard because I'm a hypochondriac, you know. And I had the cancer at 81, so you always worry about it. What do you put in Balance of Nature? What is it? Well, should I take my regular vitamins? Well, I always take antioxidants. Should I take every question? They knew the answer to every single question. They know this. This is what they do. They live for this Balance of Nature. It's a brilliant, in many ways, a miraculous way to keep the free radicals out of your body, because it's fruits and vegetables in capsule form. That's all Balance of Nature is. As simple as that. And me, every time I would take one of those vitamins, by the way, my stomach would get upset. You take Balance of Nature, I could take all that I need. It never upsets your stomach. It's fruits and vegetables in capsule form. And you know that you never eat enough fruits and vegetables, and you need those more than anything in your body. So listen to the Howards, because you know what? They have this great deal for you, which I love telling you about. Balance of Nature and the Howard family is offering you 35% off and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. The special is ending between now and Black Friday weekend. That's this weekend coming up, so don't wait. The number is, and you know it, 800-2468-751. Come on, you got to try Balance of Nature. You got to at least try it. You get this great 35% off discount, free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. 800-2468-751 or balanceofnature.com. Please use the discount code The Answer.
Hi, this is Dr. Ed Romano of Aesthetic Smiles in New Jersey with your dental health update. Taking good care of your teeth and gums is very important because a healthy mouth and overall health go hand in hand. The growing body of scientific evidence says that when you take care of your teeth and mouth, you improve your overall health by reducing the risk of serious disease. Let's also talk about bad breath. No one likes it and no one wants it. So, if you brush and floss properly, you get rid of food particles that remain in your mouth after you eat. If you have food particles in your mouth, you're promoting bacterial growth between your teeth, and that causes bad breath. At Aesthetic Smiles of New Jersey, we always say for a healthier, whiter smile, brushing and flossing are easy and simple first steps. Now, if you want to take your smile to the next level, consider veneers. They're durable and will immediately give you $1 million smile. If your teeth are discolored, stained, worn down, chipped, or broken or uneven, veneers are an amazing way to take care of those problems. Please call my office at Aesthetic Smiles in New Jersey in nearby Morristown, New Jersey at 973-285-5480, 973-285-5480 to see if you may be a candidate for veneers and to answer any questions you may have. You'll enjoy expert dental care, we respect your time, and we treat you like family. Call my office today at 973-285-5480, and I'll see you on the next Dental Health Update.
You want your teeth to be taken care of right from the start. You want that beautiful and healthy smile for you and your loved ones. So you'll want to call Aesthetic Smiles of New Jersey in nearby Morristown, New Jersey. For veneers, implants, crowns, and family dentistry, the amazing and exceptional team at Aesthetic Smiles of New Jersey will care for you like family. Call today, 973-285-5480. That's 973-285-5480 for your appointment.
Did you see what happened on the Joe Piscopo Show? Tune into the show every Tuesday morning, 6 to 10 on Facebook, YouTube, and am970theanswer.com.
See
You thought you'd play?
Tomorrow. Tipping drivers and stuff.
Cowbell. Cowbell. Hey, no cowbell sketch this weekend. Did I miss that? Cowbell. You know, with Will
No,
Ferrell?
he did not. Right. Yeah, he did
There was
not.
no cowbell.
No.
Chris Walken, when Will Ferrell from Saturday Night Live, he actually met Chris Walken backstage, and Chris Walken said, "You've ruined my life." About cowbell, you know. I said, "What?"
Great skit.
We think he was kidding. Oh, it was hysterical.
It's a great skit.
So, but I guess they didn't want to. It would have been great if Chris Walken came back.
Yeah, it
huh?
sounds like he doesn't want to do it anymore, Christopher Walken. I get it. People have been bothering him with it probably every day for
Because
the last 20
he's
years.
doing like King Lear. This is one of the great actors of all time, and Chris Walken. Hey, could you cowbell?
Yeah, I get it.
Me asking Joe Cocker about John Belushi. It was like, oh man. So I think the president is going to pardon the turkeys today. I hope someone's listening, because here's what you got to do. You got to do this. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do it. They should have the turkeys. They have two turkeys.
Yes, that's correct.
Say, I'm going to pardon turkeys, and out of nowhere, out of the back behind the president, Roger Stone should just appear. Just appear. Roger Stone, just with his head out, with his signature glasses, dressed spiffy,
dressed as a pilgrim.
You know, not dressed. No, that's too much. That already is too much. Roger Stone.
Land ho! You know,
Roger Stone.
You know he's got a pilgrim outfit somewhere.
Yeah, you know, and it's tailored too. It's specific. It's tailored. But I would. Oh my God! See, this president would do that. You say, okay, I'm going to pardon, and just out of nowhere, Roger Stone sticks his head out. Oh my goodness gracious! I would love that, man. Come on, you gotta. This as he pardons it, and the Christmas tree was delivered. Melania took.
Yes,
that was very nice.
What was very nice is they honored Conan the dog yesterday, who helped with
and
this.
then behind him, Conan O'Brien.
Right?
Conan
Exactly.
O'Brien should have stuck his head out and said, "Hi, Mr.
Right,
President."
medal too.
No, Conan, not that Conan. That was very nice.
That was nice, and this dog is a real hero. He's been in the military for several years.
Yeah.
Was injured in this al-Baghdadi raid. Was instrumental in finding this terrorist. And I did enjoy at one point the president joked to the first lady, do you think we should adopt him for Barron, which I think would have been nice. But apparently, while there have been a number of dogs that have gotten Purple Hearts over the years, they have discontinued the practice, and they don't allow dogs or any non-human to get Purple Hearts anymore. And I think that's a shame. This is a dog that was a real hero that was injured in the line of duty, fighting for our country, and I would love to see this dog get the Purple Heart.
I agree. I think that was nice that the president did. But, of course, they're going to criticize him about everything. Yeah. They're going to criticize. I saw things on Twitter. I thought that was very, very nice.
But you know what? I want to criticize the president for sticking with this inane, absurd tradition of doing the turkey pardon. Okay, I think this is the stupidest presidential
not over yet.
tradition.
He may bring Roger Stone out.
That would be great.
He may just do it. This president may do it, man.
But they trot out the turkeys today are named bread and butter, and the public gets to vote on which one gets pardoned, and then the second one is a runner-up, right? I think this is absurd. First of all, these turkeys are bred to be eaten. That means that they have artificially large breasts.
Is Stu Leonard
and an
down
upper
there
body. Right, probably. Yeah, he's going to get the loser. If Bread gets pardoned, Stu Leonard is going to be there to scoop
Why
up
isn't
butter.
Stu Leonard on this show? He's a great guy.
And
I saw him with Scott Shannon. He's doing things with Scott Shannon. Come on, Stu got to come over to the
And I'll tell you what,
show. Come on.
They actually make an incredible maple syrup.
Yeah, they really do. He's a really great guy. And
Hi, Stu Leonard here.
Yeah, very good. That's right. That's great.
We got the turkey from
we've got
Trump.
the president's thing. Roger Stone, Stu Leonard comes in. Yeah. Conan O'Brien shows up. These are the sketches that you would like to see, you know. So that's happening down there, and the Christmas tree comes in, and it is a Christmas tree, and this is great, and we will light the Christmas tree in all its glory. So I always feel we're on a good path. Don't let the negativity get you down, and just stay positive. Because when I was on Fox yesterday, and I don't like when people go, "Oh, you were on Fox." Yeah, like you mean like the #1 network? You mean? Yeah, and I'm very pleased to be there. And we just had fun, and this was great. I don't want to go inside, but before we break for Al, I go up, Frankie, and we were going to talk about they were going to play the Alec Baldwin as the president, and then they were going to play. There was another sketch where they started talking about Will Ferrell played like a Native American, and they talked about how the white man is immigrants, and they were going to go there. Then I would have had to talk about, well, when the white man came, and then it would turn political, So we're seconds away, and I could hear in my ear, we're about 10 seconds away from going live on the air, and Sandra Smith is there, who's spectacular, by the way, and Bill Hemmer, I love, they're great. So I said, well, Sandra, can we talk about did you see the Democratic sketch, the Dem debate sketch of the president on Saturday Night Live? She goes, no, we didn't see it. Do we have it? Seconds, yes, we have it. Fox pulled it up. I don't know how they did it so quickly, and we went with that. So they touched on Alec Baldwin, and Sandra said, I see you don't like when they make fun of the president. I said, what was really what was really good is the Democratic presidential debate sketch. And we went there, and we had a blast with it. They showed Woody Harrelson do it, and they showed Will Ferrell doing Tom Steyer. And it was hysterical and great and fun and up and nonpartisan, as it should be.
Absolutely.
As opposed to saying, I want, no, they shouldn't be doing it. It was just nice, and it was fun, and it was great. It's nice to see a big show like that, just having some fun. So it was great like that. Then I came back and I met Seb Gorka. He's tall, man.
He is tall.
I look like Jerry goes, boy, you look small compared to him. My boy Jerry Crowley said that. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5" almost, right?
He's probably 6'4".
For Al would love this. I said to Dr. Gorka, I said, hey man, he goes, and we had just a great quick little meeting. Right in between his commercial breaks, he was in Mike Gallagher's studio. I said, that was so cool when you went after that Playboy reporter, man. He goes, it had to be done. I thought that was awesome. As only Seb Gorka could say, it had to be done. I said, with respect, Dr. Gorka, that was cool, man. Hey, it's Joe on the radio, 634-877-970, $29.99. We're here for you, and as we roll into Thanksgiving, and so, and we're thankful for you always listening and your nice correspondence and your tweets and everything else. We appreciate it. You're part of the family, and we love you for that. We never take it for granted. That's our Thanksgiving. And you know what? Talking to the boss yesterday, tutto in ordine, the best is yet to come, baby. So put your seatbelt on. Big Al's got the headline news right now on AM 970. The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
44 degrees at 6:35. I'm Al Gattullo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Amazon workers in New York are taking a stand ahead of the busy holiday season. Over 600 Amazon workers rallied in protest of what they call poor working conditions outside of a warehouse in Staten Island last night. Labor advocacy group Make the Road New York organized the event, claiming the facility's workers face an injury rate that is 3 times higher than similar warehouse work. Employees are demanding longer breaks and dedicated buses to and from the warehouse in order to cut down on commute times. Amazon has pushed back against the group's demands, saying they're being penalized for being diligent about reporting workplace injuries. And with Thanksgiving days away, today the busiest day of the year for the Hunts Point Terminal Produce Market in the Bronx. More than 30 million pounds of food will be shipped out of the market for Thanksgiving. This is the largest wholesale produce market in the world, and the owner says the market serves 13 states. 50,000 packages a day are going out this week to homes, restaurants, hotels, and other places. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers 108-106. Islanders lose to the Ducks 3-0. It's the first time the Isles have lost in regulation since getting beaten by the Carolina Hurricanes back on October 11th. Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime 3-2. And in Monday Night Football, the Ravens, they crushed the Rams 45-6. Stuck in traffic? Debbie Duhame's got the answer.
Hey, good morning, Al. Thanks. Let's take it out to the island. Sunrise Highway westbound, getting out past Straight Path. Watch out for an accident. Traffic is moving slowly on the LIE westbound at Glen Cove Road. Getting reports of a collision there. Pretty solid for you on the westbound belt at Lefferts Boulevard with a collision. Staten Island Expressway eastbound at Bradley Avenue. An accident taking a lane. Northbound Van Wyck moving slowly up by Linden Boulevard with a disabled vehicle. Inbound GWB an hour now to the upper level, 30 to the lower, 10 in from the Palisades Parkway, Lincoln 20 in, Holland 25. We're seeing delays on 280 East, exit 4 into Roseland. A truck fire, it's off on the shoulder. And over on 78 West, exit 49, a stalled vehicle being cleared from the local lanes. We'll keep an eye on that for you as well. Partly cloudy today, high in the upper 50s. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Nobody Nobody wants to get stuck on the side of the road, especially when it's cold outside. Head down to your local Napa Auto Parts store, where they have antifreeze, washer fluid, ice scrapers, and more, so you can make it through this cold spell with ease. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Hey, so I have my watches. See my watches? Fixed by Parian & Sons. Glenn Parian fixed my watches. Now they're retiring. You know, Glenn and Maria are finally retiring over at Parian & Sons. You know, they've been there for 100 years. Not Glenn and Maria, but the family's been there for 100 years. And now they got this great going out of business sale at Parian & Sons. And when I got my watches fixed, I saw the nicest jewelry. I keep telling you that. Now you can get up to 70% off the jewelry at Parian & Sons. This is where you got to go. It's right there on Franklin Avenue in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. And everything at Parian & Sons, everything that I've been telling you about. The little diamond cross I got for Charlie, right? The little, the diamonds that you don't know about, that I don't know about. The 4 C's, the cut, the clarity, and the color and all, whatever that is. They know that better than anybody at Parian & Sons. Glenn and Maria are deciding to retire. They're giving you and liquidating so you can get 70% off all the designer jewelry, all the watches, all the jewelry, everything in the store. 70% off. Are you kidding me? This week you can buy jewelry and watches of your dreams up to 70% off. It says it right here. Nothing is being held back. Parian & Sons, going out of business sale, going on now, and it's located right there, easy to get to, on Franklin Avenue in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who owes back taxes, if you get nervous when the mail comes because you might get a letter from the IRS, then you've heard. Their enforcement agents are cracking down this year and can garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts. Even your home or business could be at risk over unpaid taxes. It's all true, but it's also true there's a way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, an important government program for tax debt assistance. The award-winning experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best deal possible, protecting your paycheck and your assets from IRS collections. But don't delay, because the IRS is tacking on interest and hefty penalties every single day. So don't wait until it's too late. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
An official message from Medicare.
It's open enrollment, Fred. Time to compare plans.
Oh, Alice, we're fine with what we have.
Well, that's what the Johnsons thought until they tried Medicare's new Plan Finder.
The Johnsons, huh?
We saved on our prescription costs.
And got extra benefits. Come on, Fred. Maybe we'll find something better.
Plans change every year. Use the new Plan Finder at Medicare.gov to compare health and drug plans. Open enrollment ends December 7th.
What do you know? Comparing plans really pays.
Good morning. It's Joe on the radio. How you doing? It's 6:40 right now, 20 before 7 o'clock on this Tuesday. We are streaming. YouTubing. I want to tell you about the new documentary from Adam Carolla and Salem's own Dennis Prager that is getting awesome response. It's called No Safe Spaces. Reveals how identity politics and the suppression of free speech are spreading into every part of society and threatening to divide America. The film is being praised by both the left and the right for being fair and looking at the issue of free speech from all sides. The movie is rolling out across America on Friday, December 6th, all right? And it needs your support. Please go to nosafespaces.com/theaters to see where it's playing near you and support it, please. nosafespaces.com/theaters.
They do have faces for radio, but you can still watch the Joe Piscopo Show now on Facebook or YouTube. AM970theanswer.com.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
The Christmas stuff that I have prepared for you.
See? Frank, help me out here. Here's Robert Goulet already.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to wait till after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, sprinkle some stuff in.
Can
We're
you
not
put
get
on
crazy
me and Dave Damiani singing?
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get that.
Maybe the record.
We'll get that.
And can we have more Danny Aiello record? I want more Danny Aiello music.
The problem with the Danny Aiello stuff is that most of it is live.
Video.
It's not that. It's not that great. Like I need some studio stuff.
It's not. You don't have the quality. The quality.
Yeah, it's a little.
It comes from off the video. Well, we'll try it anyway.
Yeah.
We'll do it anyway because Dan.
We tried once and it wasn't that great.
We'll try again, please. Right. You need a CD from Danny?
If we could get one.
Put that on the list.
Is there one in
the
there?
room?
All right, good. I'll take that and copy it.
Great singer, Danny is. Great
actor,
great singer.
I have some holiday.
Now you're saying that because it's going to irritate me.
Oh, 100% without a doubt. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
What about let me get
No.
Robert Goulet.
No, it's not. It's not. I will save it for next week when we're after Thanksgiving.
All right.
Thank you. I don't want to ruin.
And then I'm going to get you a list of all new music. So
you've been telling me you're going to get me a list.
Matt Sambolin has it. The kid's got it. The operations manager has it.
You know what's
you bury it
Frank,
when
this
we
is the
get
best
when you
part.
get
No,
it.
I don't bury it. Frank, this is the best part. There were times Joe has sent me a list. I think he sent me once a list of songs. Probably about 15 or 20 of them. You probably sent them to me about a year and a half ago. And about 10 of the 15 songs were... Yes, I have. The 10 of the 15 songs were titled incorrectly. They were like... It's like hey, you know that song? My mom always thinks that Paul Simon's You Can Call Me Al is called Albert. She says that every time. I said, no, the name of the song is You Can Call Me Al.
Now you're relating me to your mom like that.
You give me titles to songs. There's maybe a word in the song. It's not the actual title. And I have to sit here and listen. Okay, I think that's the one that he wants.
Guilty as charged. Because I remember, this was a year and a half ago.
Ooh, Tree!
It was the last time I... The last time I relaxed,
song.
I was on my deck. I actually had a beer. I had that Miller Lite organic beer that you hate.
No, Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra. What's it called?
Formaldehyde.
No, it's called organic.
It's embalming fluid.
Whatever it is, it was good. So I'm sitting there and I go, let me go through some songs. And I put a whole list. A set list that would have taken care of us for years. And you didn't understand what they were. You didn't understand
it was the most bizarre time. Like a few of them he got right. Like I knew, okay, he's looking for this. But then there were other ones that was like Springsteen song, and like it had like an obscure word in it, and I was like Asbury or something. Like I was supposed to figure out what it was hysterical.
But you got when Matt was here, he played Joe Cocker, one of my favorite songs. Some Joe Cocker. I mean, you got Joe Cocker there, right?
Of course I do.
Yeah, but you never play it out.
What are you talking about? I never play it.
He not only does he mix it up.
You know what I love? I love the fact that you criticize me and my choices of music. Yet the person who keeps the show on time
you criticize,
but also Al,
I have a wide musical variety. The problem is he hates 70% of it. So I'm more than willing to play different music.
Well, but so Matt not only plays a wide variety of music that's Joe approved, but he actually prints out a list of all the bumper music for each segment, so Joe knows what's coming and can make references to it and knows when to start talking.
Great.
Would you ever consider doing something like that?
No. Because here's the thing. That's not the biggest part of the show. It's about the news of the day. It's about other stuff. It's not about that.
You got to do the news. You got to write the news and report the news. I understand that. But, I'm speaking of it. So I'm with the boss last night. We're talking, and I got this rotator cuff tear. And we're going to the news. But can we talk about ourselves first?
Sure. Why not?
And so Jerry said you should get it taken care of. Now that means, check it out, I've got to wear a sling. You saw Sting in a sling.
Sting in a sling, yes.
And you didn't notice it after the second song, maybe?
No, I
He couldn't
really
play
didn't.
the guitar?
No, couldn't play the
He's
guitar.
jumping around.
I mean, he wasn't
fall
jumping.
over.
He doesn't really jump around, but
your balance is. I got to walk.
He had a little stool. At one point, he sat down to sing a song, but for the most part,
Frankie, how do I play the guitar? I can't play the piano.
Well, he has a female singer. He has a female singer in the band that is phenomenal. She's got a wonderful voice, and she was leaning up against him and stuff, and they were doing a duet and whatever. I mean, he was
arm
fine.
in a sling.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's only for how long do you have to keep an arm in a sling? Like 6 weeks.
Doctor?
I'm not sure.
It's Frank everything.
Frank is not a doctor.
Frank is.
I brought you in a doctor last week, Dr. Jeanette.
Right. Well, we thought that she was a doctor in Maryland.
I hope I wasn't too inappropriate with her because she invited.
No, not at all. Not at all. Really.
She invited me to a concert out of the blue.
Hi, are you here in Maryland now? Oh, wait. Let me put my glasses on. Hold on.
She's from City MD. My bad eyes. All I saw was.
So let me see.
I saw MD capitalized. I thought, oh, you're in Maryland.
You looked at that piece of paper like Magoo. You're like, well, hey.
He's great, but he's senile. That's great. So, but we it was fun.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I didn't want to be disrespectful. Yeah. Sometimes you get tired in the morning, you get loosey-goosey.
Sure, I get it.
You don't want to be disrespectful. So you're in Maryland now. No.
No, look. So if you're listening and you're watching, Frank gives me the notes, and he gave me the headline, who the doctor was, and then it said she was from City MD, right? Is that what it says? City MD. All I saw was the MD. Isn't that the initials from Maryland?
Yeah, it is.
So I said, oh, so you're in Maryland. You should have seen the look on Morano's face.
He panicked. Oh my God! Wait, she moved? What happened? I don't understand. The best was yesterday. We had the pizza guys in here. The guy has an emblem blazing on his chest here. Where you from? Oh, put your glasses on. You can see it.
I couldn't see it.
That was good pizza.
Big thank you. The tiramisu.
Oh, did you try it?
I didn't try it. Was it good?
Do you hear what I just said? I tried the tiramisu.
All right. How much of it did you try?
Well, I took a stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Those little stir straws you do? You get a stir straw like that? I stuck the stir straw in.
How do you live? Seriously.
Listen to me. I stuck the stir straw in the it was pumpkin tiramisu, and I took it out. I tasted it.
He took a coffee stirrer. Do you know how small the coffee stirrer is?
Yes, I do.
It's not even.
That's why Joe's in the shape
It's
that
what
he's
an
in.
ant picks up on the ground to bring back to the hole. And that's what it is. How do you even enjoy that?
It was great. It was great. I get it. See, because I'd be 400
I
pounds.
forget. This is the same guy who ordered a hot fudge sundae on a flight to California and watched it melt.
We watched it melt.
Oh.
Kimberly and I watched it melt together.
That's
and you wonder why she left me.
That's sadomasochistic.
The judge at the divorce trial said, "What? You watched the ice cream sundae melt?
Pay her more.
Alimony,
child support. Sunday every month."
That's exactly right. You did what I did. We used to order ice cream sundaes, and we would talk to Howard about that. Yeah, and we would watch it. It was.
Can you imagine? Now, this is in first class.
It was discipline. It was like G. Gordon Liddy putting his hand over a candle and burning. It was
but
that.
This is in first class, though, right? Because you can't order that in Coach. I could see if they had it in Coach. I could see Joe doing that, and other people around him salivating, wanting to eat that sundae, and going, "No, you're not getting it."
You mean I should have donated the sundae to somebody in Coach?
Yes, give it to somebody in Coach.
Yeah, you're
You're
right.
wasting food.
Right.
But
your mother ever tell you there are people starving in Africa?
It is a waste, but it's not getting Joe's point of just discipline. It's about self-discipline.
How about don't order
it there?
How about don't order it?
No, because it's more tempting when you have it right there in front of you. Right there in front of you.
You eat a morsel of. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I don't know. I got my.
You brought me breakfast this morning. Thank you. I inhaled that sandwich in about 6 seconds. I'm hungry.
I stepped out for a second. It was gone. My discipline.
I'll watch the egg sandwich melt in front of him.
Watch it melt. I never watch anything melt.
My discipline's pretty wild like that. I really have.
I admire.
I have G. Gordon Liddy discipline. I really do.
Terrific.
I think it's a sickness, but I admire you.
Good reference too, huh?
Absolutely.
Somebody
especially
from
these
Watergate.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's 10 minutes before 7 o'clock. Okay, you know what? We do have a radio show. I know it may not seem that. Eventually we'll get to that. We have the news coming up at 7 o'clock. Debbie, you know what? Michael Caputo on the show, which is great. Anthony Pope and Mike Gallagher's going to join. Commissioner Bernard Kerik will join us.
Great.
And Scott LoBaido is coming in, and he's going to reveal. This is one of America's great artists. He's going to reveal a Mother Cabrini statue. We believe he's bringing it live in the studio, Deb.
Whoa!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Awesome!
And I've committed on June 10th, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, with the Cabrini sisters, with Vinnie Ricuglia's sister.
Right.
It's literally the sister, the nun from the Cabrini mission, and the Cabrini nuns were doing an event. Chaz Palminteri, Gianna Palminteri will be honored, and I will be the master of ceremony. So that's a nice night.
Nice.
You're welcome
awesome.
You're welcome to go, Deb, because you don't have enough to do every night.
Well, sometimes on special, I usually go to the gym and in the evenings, but sometimes if there's something special going on, I'll
Mother
skip
Cabrini, the gym.
Yeah,
Mother
I'm
Cabrini.
just saying, like Mother Cabrini, she probably will outweigh the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I'm putting that on my calendar.
Just a little bit, you know. Deb,
by the way, whenever you mention tiramisu, now I think of Italy because whenever we had so many of the tiramisu desserts in Italy, and it was so good. And I was trying to have one bite, and then I would have the whole thing. I couldn't stop. It was so good.
You know, I don't think I tasted one in tiramisu in Italy.
You would have had the whole thing.
No, I just remember we were in
so
Sorrento at that restaurant, and I asked for spaghetti. I told you that homemade spaghetti. I forget the type of spaghetti. I said just put a little olive oil on it. I swear to goodness, that might have been the best meal I had in
I know.
Italy.
I
right
saw
there, and
that.
Frankie ate the rest of it.
I saw that. I was sitting right next to you. I was like, look at this. Special order for Joe. I love it.
It was great. Deb, we love you. It's 6:51. Debbie Duhame on the roads on AM 970. The Answer. How we looking, Deb?
Joe, I see problems on Sunrise Highway heading westbound out past Straight Path. It's an accident over there on the island. Watch for delays LIE West out through Glen Cove Road. Accident cleared. It's still busy for you. LIE West through Casino Boulevard and getting out toward the Queens Midtown Tunnel. If you're heading to the westbound belt at Lefferts Boulevard, a crash there to deal with. And the Jackie Robinson eastbound at Kew Gardens, a crash in the left lane. Staten Island Expressway eastbound, a tough ride at Bradley Avenue with an accident. And problems continue on 84 eastbound. 84 eastbound, all lanes closed. Exit 5 in Maybrook, an accident involving several tractor trailers. Inbound GWB getting reports of an accident on the upper level, an hour to the upper level, 30 to the lower. Lincoln Tunnel 35 to 40 now. Holland about 45 minutes in as well. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. I have a great Christmas gift idea for your conservative loved ones. Noble Gold has just released a new President Trump Commander-in-Chief coin. It's a beautiful limited edition collector's piece just in time for the 2020 re-election campaign. The front of this new silver 1-ounce coin features the bust of President Trump with his hand over his heart with the American flag flying behind him. The reverse side of the coin features President Trump's promise to the American people: we will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America great again. Noble Gold is giving my listeners a special offer. Use promo code Piscopo to receive $10 off and a free collector's case. Visit TrumpCoin2020.com. Use promo code Piscopo for $10 off the new Trump Commander-in-Chief coin, plus a new collector's case to display this beautiful silver commemorative coin. This offer is only valid for a limited time, so don't wait. Visit TrumpCoin2020.com. Promo code Piscopo.
Hi there, I'm Valerie Smaldone. I have a show that gives you a break from politics because it's something completely different. It's a show like no other in New York, a show about theater and food, nightlife, and the city. It's called Bagels and Broadway, and it airs every Saturday morning from 9 to 10. Conversations with celebrities and producers, chefs and food innovators, and the fascinating people behind the scenes. You can listen on the radio, online, Alexa, and podcast. Bagels and Broadway with Valerie Smaldone, Saturday mornings at 9.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
Hearing, "Aw, you shouldn't have,"
without spending more than you should have.
Staples is celebrating Black Friday early with huge savings on laptops, printers, and more.
Like the Lenovo Flex 6 2-in-1 laptop with Intel Core i5 processor for just $499.99.
That's $300 off.
So why wait for Black Friday?
Staples, there's a whole lot in store this holiday.
Ends 12/7/19 while supplies last.
It's the AM 970 Weather Answer Forecast.
Mostly sunny today, a little milder this afternoon with a high temperature approaching 60. Clear this evening, then increasing clouds later tonight. Low 45 in Midtown, 35 to 40 in some of the cooler suburbs. Rather cloudy tomorrow. It'll become breezy in the afternoon with a couple of showers around during the late morning and afternoon hours, high 56. Thanksgiving Day, very windy and cooler with intervals of clouds and sun. Winds can gust to 45 miles per hour at times, the high Thursday 51. AM 970, The Answer.
Speaking of great meals, 6:55, 5 before 7 with Joe on the radio. Did you go to Michael's of Brooklyn yet? If you're in New York, you're visiting New York, by the way, if you're listening outside of New York and Texas, we know you're listening down there and West Coast and all around. If you get to New York, you got to go to Avenue R and Nostrand right there in the borough of Brooklyn. It's one of the 5 best Italian restaurants in the United States of America. And we've gone out there for years now. Fred is there. Brother Johnny is there. Mary Ann is there. And Michael himself. They've been there since 1964 as a small little, like a pizza place, right? Now, it's one of the 5 best Italian restaurants in the United States. You got to go out to Michael's of Brooklyn. You owe it to yourself to experience the Michael's of Brooklyn. It's spectacular when we go out there. And then, as you listen around the country, and we get the tweets and we get your social media correspondence, and we appreciate that, you'll see Michael's of Brooklyn And then it's so funny, people will tweet me a picture of Michael's of Brooklyn sauce because they found it in the supermarkets. Best jarred sauce anywhere. Anywhere. We know you like to make it yourself. You know, you do the olive oil, the garlic. I got it. But when you can't, you're in a rush like I always am. I grab Michael's of Brooklyn sauce. You're going to love it. But check out, if you're in the area, Michael's of Brooklyn and Avenue R. Nostrand. You're going to love the ambiance is great. The family is beautiful. The food is spectacular. It's just like being in Italy itself, and you're right there in Brooklyn, New York. Michael's of Brooklyn. Make your reservations today. You will be coming back over and over again like we all do. Michael's of Brooklyn has been serving the most authentic tastes of Italy for over 50 years.
The Joe Piscopo Show, streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Or tune in at AM970theanswer.com.
This portion of Piscopo in the Morning brought to you by Modell's Sporting Goods Stores.
What? And wait. Voice out. That was your house. Translate Joe Cocker. Frank Milano.
Ralph Bowman.
Brilliant artist, man. Hey, there's Joe Cocker right there. 6:57 with Joe on the radio.
So don't tell me I can't,
what?
Play stuff. Different stuff.
You got you know what I like you is like when you put something on and I don't hear it. You have some esoteric rock and roll. I will hear from people your age, you young person. I will hear people 30s, 40s, and they'll go, "That was great that Al played that stuff," and I go, "I picked it personally."
Yeah.
I take full credit for it because I would put on Frank Sinatra or some 60s rock and roll.
But I love when you ask me for Sinatra. Like we need more upbeat Sinatra. He only recorded a certain amount of upbeat songs.
Well, classic songs?
Yeah.
We'll go over them.
All right.
We'll go over them. But really,
Here we go again.
We'll go over them. It's okay. Yeah. And Christmas next week. Christmas, you're going to surprise me.
There's going to be
how much Bob Goulet can we possibly play on this?
Oh, we could play a lot, but we're gonna sprinkle in some
not enough.
stuff.
Burl Ives is in there.
Shatner's got a great Christmas album.
Shatner will be in
Bill
there.
Shatner. All right.
But one that you will not expect.
All right. Looking forward to that. Right. Hey, Michael Caputo coming up. Anthony Pope is with us. Mike Gallagher, Commissioner Bernard Kerik on Piscopo in the morning. Scott LoBaido with Mother Cabrini. That's right, live on Piscopo in the morning.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
44 degrees at 6:59. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. The search is on for 3 suspects after a man was slashed with a machete at a Bronx laundromat. Authorities say the man was cut in the hand in broad daylight, rushed to the hospital in stable condition. The incident happened at the Super Laundromat on Southern Boulevard and East 149th Street. Around 2:30 yesterday, cops say 3 men fled the scene in a dark-colored BMW on Southern Boulevard. New York may soon be the first major city in the U.S. to ban the sale of all flavored e-cigarettes. City Council expected to pass a bill today that would ban flavors such as mint, blue raspberry, and cotton candy across the 5 boroughs. Legislation is aimed at preventing young people from vaping. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers 108-106. Islanders lose to the Ducks 3-0. Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime 3-2. Monday Night Football, the Ravens crushed the Rams 45-6. You now know what's going on. I'm Al Gattulo, AM 970, The Answer.
From the studios of AM 970 The Answer on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Writing that not even the president's closest aides can defy a congressional subpoena, a judge says former White House counsel Don McGahn must appear before Congress for impeachment testimony. The administration plans to appeal. The Supreme Court giving the president until December 5th to appeal a lower court ruling ordering Mr. Trump to surrender his financial records to House Democrats and the Manhattan DA. The Trump train rolls into Sunrise, Florida this evening. That's where the president will hold his latest Keep America Great rally. The Senate Republican leader says rural America enjoying an economic revival under President Trump.
Senator Mitch McConnell says he's been hearing from business leaders of all kinds in his home state of Kentucky about a number of positive trends.
For what you might call middle America.
An economic recovery in places he says were largely forgotten during the previous administration.
In small towns, small cities, farm country, rural America.
The observation coincides with a Reuters news report suggesting less support for impeaching the president in rural areas, even among Democrats. Bob Agnew reporting.
The death toll from a powerful earthquake that struck Albania overnight has risen to 8. Reporter Alice Taylor in the Albanian capital says after the initial quake shook her from her sleep.
We headed to a nearby coffee shop where we felt a series of aftershocks. I think we were about 6 or 7 aftershocks over 3 on the Richter scale. When we thought it was safe to go home, we went back and there was another earthquake which shook the house very strongly.
She spoke with the BBC, several hundred people injured, and there is widespread damage from the 6.4 magnitude earthquake. Wall Street, Dow futures up 9 points, S&P futures ahead a fraction, NASDAQ futures up 2 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Black Friday deals to make your home shine this season start with Lowe's, because we're saving you big on holiday decor and more, like 25% off artificial Christmas trees. Choose from a variety of sizes, tree species, and colors to suit your home and style. Be the hit of the neighborhood by decking out your outdoors with 15% off select in-stock inflatables. And while you're shopping, check off your gift list by picking up a Lowe's gift card. For these Black Friday deals and more, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 11/27 while supplies last. Excludes special order, indoor, outdoor, potted, and porch trees. U.S. only.
Sebastian Gorka here. Maybe you've been hearing about Relief Factor, the 100% drug-free supplement that helps a person's body deal with inflammation and pain. You've heard all the wonderful testimonials. Well, I have my own testimonial. For many years, my lower back pain was becoming a serious problem. The short story is, I finally gave it a try, and now I'm out of pain too. So if you're in pain, you can order the 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com.
Joe Piscopo here, coming to you from the smartwaytobuy.com studios. If you look around these days, everything is getting smarter. Smartphones, smart TVs, even smart refrigerators. Well, now, after 100 years of the same old dumb way of buying cars, there's the smart way to buy a car. Just go to thesmartwaytobuy.com and see how easy they've made it. With really smart things like the Smart Way to Buy's 110% low price guarantee that ensures you are getting the best price for your next used vehicle. Need a car for commuting to work? Do you have a teenager looking for the first car? Well, then you should definitely visit the smartwaytobuy.com. It's your go-to place for the widest selection of used cars in New Jersey. Plus, every vehicle comes with a 5-day, 500-mile exchange policy, so you can't lose. Now that's smart. The Smart Way to Buy, only at the smartwaytobuy.com. That's the smartwaytobuy.com. Anything else just wouldn't be smart.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Alternate side parking rules are in effect. The inbound GWB an hour into the upper level with an accident just cleared past the toll plaza, about 30 into the lower level. Lincoln Tunnel, that's 25. Holland, about 40. Stop-and-go traffic this morning as you head to the westbound side of the belt. The westbound belt slowing down at Lefferts Boulevard with a collision. Jackie Robinson eastbound at Kew Gardens, an accident there. And the Staten Island Expressway eastbound at Bradley Avenue, a collision there as well. 84 East still closed by exit 5 in Maybrook. Accidents involving several tractor trailers. Sponsored by T-Mobile.
With data and texting included in over 200 countries and destinations, T-Mobile for Business keeps you connected at the corner coffee shop or a cafe halfway around the world. Business is changing. Are you with us? Visit T-Mobile.com/business.
Partly cloudy today, high in the upper 50s. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano, with news guy Al Gottulo, and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
Patriotism gone.
It's not a Christmas song.
It's not just a right.
This is from the album that you gave me.
That's
From
patriotic. Yeah. It's good that the intro isn't too long. You know, that we kicked right into it because I like to jump right into the morning. This is good. Here we go. There it is. Come on.
This is a great.
Say we don't play hit music. There it is. Good, Bo. Hey, at 6 after 7 o'clock, thank you, Albert. Frankie is here, and Debbie's on the roads. You know, Frank, do we have people, do they take care of the microphones? Do they clean?
No.
Here, they don't. I saw a cleaning crew here last night when I was here. Now, there's dust all over my mic, and I kind of, like, I think I'm inhaling it, so I'm cleaning it off
Nothing
there.
like cleaning it on here.
Yeah, well, I just saw it. Because I put my glasses on. I could see it before I could see anything. Hey, Joe on the radio. Michael Caputo will join us this hour. Anthony Pope coming up next hour. Dominic Carter is going to join us, and Mike Gallagher as well. Commissioner Bernard Kerik. We're going to talk about what's been happening with the commissioner's friend Eddie Gallagher, Chief Gallagher. That was very interesting. How all of it. That's a very interesting story. They wanted to take the trident pin away from this Navy SEAL. And Bernie was there from day one defending Chief Gallagher, put together his legal team. So and then the Navy was still going to go after him. The president said not so much. So the Secretary of Navy resigned.
Yeah, well, he said the Navy Secretary put out a statement yesterday making it very clear that he didn't resign. He was fired.
He was just like that. Well, that's right. So he's gone, and I don't mind. I like it's the president's the boss. You know,
Commander in Chief.
So I mean, really. So Dr. Lauren Wright will join us. Scott LoBaido. Is he going to bring in the Mother Cabrini statue?
That's my understanding.
This is great. This guy's
That's what
great.
he said.
We love Scott. He's great. Great artist, by the way. And Mother Cabrini, great gal, Mother Cabrini. And the best thing that the mayor's wife did, Mother Cabrini got the most votes because they said women who build New York, and Mother Cabrini gets the most votes. And they didn't even acknowledge it because, number one, she's Italian, and the Italians get the shaft on everything, excuse me. And number two, she was a religious, and God forbid there's no God anymore in the future of America if you leave it to the progressives. And then everybody was up in arms. And now Mother Cabrini is front and center.
Absolutely. Bigger than ever.
I love that. You know, it's been an interesting year like that. That's why I really believe I have faith in the folks that listen to the program, that when I tell you about Italian Americans, how we all stuck together this year. When they tried to take the statue away, we really rallied around the Columbus statue, literally, as a community, the Italian American community, and we never do. We never do. You know, we always listen. It's good that when all the bad they try to tear us down, it just makes us stronger. What's going with the vape thing in New York? This is a big story in New York City.
Yeah. So today, the city council is going to become the largest city in the country to ban flavored e-cigs. So this is very controversial because they're so popular. And it's also controversial because of all the vaping-related illnesses that we've been covering. But, they say that when there's vapes that are strawberry-flavored or peppermint-flavored or pineapple-flavored, whatever flavor, that's designed to get kids vaping and hooked on nicotine. So a lot of the vaping companies have been criticized for selling these flavors like bubble gum and cotton candy to lure kids.
Yeah.
So there's a big rally up the block right out City Hall today opposing this. So a lot of people want to keep their right to ban, they want to keep their right to vape whatever flavor they want. So it's going to be interesting. Fernando Cabrera, who was here, he's the prime sponsor of the bill to ban menthol cigarettes. He said it makes no sense to just do the vaping ban and have all the young people now switching over to flavored cigarettes, because it's very interesting, Joe. Flavored tobacco is illegal except for menthol cigarettes. Menthol cigarettes, which are flavored.
Wait, that's a great observation. That's
right.
True.
Yes, right. Because menthol cigarettes are primarily smoked by African Americans. So Al Sharpton and others are saying that it would be racist to ban menthol cigarettes. So you have Fernando Cabrera saying, wait a minute. How can we ban flavored vapes but not ban flavored cigarettes? And I think that's a very cogent argument. Now, it just so happens that the cigarette companies give National Action Network and Al Sharpton all sorts of money.
Stop
really? But Al Sharpton insists that has nothing to do with why he's coming out so strongly against this ban on menthol cigarettes.
How did Al get, Al get a free pass? I'll get a free pass on everything.
He's been getting it for years.
It's amazing.
He's been getting it for years. You brought up the point that the Attorney General of New York should be investigating Al Sharpton and his National Action Network and the donations that he gets.
Well,
why don't they do that?
Let's have one standard, right? So if the Trump Foundation, which has now been shut down, and the Trump family now has to face a $2 million fine over how they handle the Trump Foundation, if that's going to be held to one standard, then let's be the standard for nonprofits in the state. Let's not have one standard for Al Sharpton and one standard for Donald Trump.
You know, I was thinking, though, they give a free pass. The press gives a free pass like that. Anything Donald Trump is open game. And like this is and forgive me for my ignorance here. Anna Navarro's on. Is she on CNN? Anna Navarro.
Yeah.
CNN. So there was a poll. Now I'm reading here. A new poll that Black Americans support President Trump. It's up at 34.5% positive of the black community supporting the President of the United States. So Anna Navarro, now she's a CNN reporter.
Well, she's an analyst.
Zero chance this is accurate. Zero. The poll must have been conducted in the homes of Ben Carson, Kanye, that sheriff guy with the hat, and those two cubic zirconia polyester spandex ladies. That's a racist comment from Anna Navarro. Why are they so mean like that? The poll is the poll. The black community supports the president. Why does she even have to tweet something like that? And why does she have to make that's very rude comments she's making about Kanye and Ben Carson. You know, I mean, she'll get away with it. And she's verified on Twitter. I am not. I would never make a comment like that. Even the Rasmussen poll gives a 34% approval rating for the president from the black community. They can't stand it. Why would she tweet this? How do they get away with it?
You got me. Well, I think, unfortunately with social media and everything, these days it's become a race to be viral. So the more outrageous your tweet can be.
Thank you.
And
now,
nobody does this better than Donald Trump, except maybe AOC.
Yeah.
The more outrageous your tweet can be and the more reaction it can spur,
you're right,
the more it helps your cause, whether you're a politician or a political commentator or whatever.
Or you just want eyeballs. You just
exactly.
want clicks and eyeballs.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling you, if I went on, for example, Fox yesterday, and I know how to push the buttons, and sometimes I'll do them on the program, and you start saying things that are just controversial or whatever, or you want to say something, that's how they get all those followers. Because then people start fighting you back and forth.
Right.
They start saying negative things, then you fight back with them. Before you know it, you got 100,000 followers. I don't want that. I want to keep it. I want to be amicable. I want to be objective. I want to be nice. I want to put aside the divide, put aside the hate. Cohesive. Thank you, Al. Cohesive. Sure. And that's where. And I'd rather have the nice, narrow casting audience that we have.
Mute and block.
Yeah, and mute and block. Exactly. Somebody says marginally snarky boom, and I apologize.
We should unblock the one guy. That guy made the joke to you the other day. It was
the
fun.
hair.
Yeah.
But Twitter didn't recognize who it was. That's why I'm not verified, because my hair was dyed too dark. I inadvertently. Sometimes I will inadvertently block somebody, but
or unfollow people
or not follow people.
No names mentioned.
So it's good to stay positive, but you say I think they rile up like that just to get the clicks and get the followers on Twitter.
Well, no question about it. No question about it.
I just block them.
So let me you block them too. You don't argue with them back and forth.
No.
I
don't
think
engage.
That you like to argue.
I
like you would like to argue back and forth. You like to argue,
especially on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like Facebook is personal. It's mostly all my Facebook friends are people that I've met and have interacted with. Twitter are people, a lot of them I haven't met, so I don't tolerate that nonsense. So you're going to start coming at me like that? Goodbye. I don't have time for that.
I just exactly.
I'd rather yell at people in the street.
Which we never talked about. What happened to the guy Frankie told me about? Ask Al about the worker. And we never got there.
Oh, yeah.
This was like last week sometime.
No, a couple weeks ago. So a City of New York worker is in a City of New York car at 4-something in the morning and is parked in the designated NYP parking spots. No, we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't.
Okay.
So I pull up and I roll down my window, and it's now you got to understand.
Space.
It's not my space, but my license plate allows me
Al
to
on this
park.
curb.
No, it doesn't.
Al's space.
My license plate allows me to park in that spot without getting a ticket, right? So I pull up. There are cars behind me, right? And I said to the guy, "You need to move."
Is it Morris
I'm on the street. No, it's Rector Street. I said, you need to move. Yeah. You're parked in the wrong spot." And he said, "You know what? There's a nice way to ask it." And then, and he's going into this whole thing. So I said, "You need to get out of the spot And so I can park.
Al, you
I
gotta
said, and by
film
the
it.
way,
You gotta video these
No,
things.
wait. And
Please.
I don't have time for that. There's a guy behind me honking his horn. I want to pull into the spot. I said, by the way, you have 4 spots behind where I'm parked to park for free. You have a City of New York car. That's where you park.
What was this, 4 in the morning?
4 in the morning. So he won't move out of the spot. The guy behind me in the garbage truck is blaring his horn. Finally, he gets out of his car and takes a picture of my license plate. So I said, so let me get this straight. I said, you're going to report me to the police because I want to park in my legitimate parking spot and you're parked illegally. How's that going to go over? And he got all mad, threw the phone in the car and took off.
So that was it.
Again, I win.
Did he move?
Yeah, of course he moved.
And you got your space?
Yeah.
Did he burn the colander? Well, it was that.
No, that was my wife. My wife burned the colander.
I would never.
2 of them.
I just don't confront anymore.
Me neither.
But I get it. If I park behind that guy, I will get a $125 ticket. Or I have to go and drive and park in the parking garage and pay $30. Why should I when all he has to do is go around the corner and there's 4 empty spots for his City of New York vehicle?
How did you address this gentleman?
He yelled.
I was surly. I didn't yell at him, but I was.
What was the first thing out of your mouth? Hey,
you need to move. That's my spot.
That's
whatever. I don't have time to be nice to me. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. Was he too lazy?
Anger management.
Was he too lazy to park the 3 spots behind because he didn't want to walk an extra 10 feet?
Like Joe's saying the same thing that guy is saying. There's a nice way to ask people. And
I don't have time to ask nice when you're. Now listen, if the spots were
just
taken,
as much time.
I don't care.
Excuse me.
If
good morning. How are you? Good. Hey, nice. Hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but I think I'm supposed to be in that spot.
Right.
And I think that.
No, I don't. No. I don't pull that.
That's like when the cop pulled him over and he gave the cop the lecture that he had no jurisdiction in that town.
Right.
Screaming at the police officer in the middle of the night.
Was I right? Yes.
Yeah, I know. But just be polite.
Like the guy yesterday when I'm pulling out of the spot yesterday, and a guy pulls up. Now there's traffic everywhere.
This is yesterday. Now.
Yesterday, the guy pulls up. And first thing he says.
Do you take blood pressure medicine?
No. My blood pressure's great. Kidding me? Man, God bless you know why my blood pressure is great? Because I get it out. I don't hold it in. It all comes out and you move on.
All right, I got
So this guy yesterday, he pulls up. Now he has a handicap placard, right?
Oh, so it's a more reason to be mean to him, Al.
A handicap placard allows people in the City of New York to park in certain places. No, it allows them to park in certain spaces, including the parking spot that I'm in.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to leave. So what does this jackwagon do? He pulls up. He rolls down his window. What kind of plate you got there? I said, if you give me 10 seconds, I'll move out of the spot. He pulls up instead of back. Now, where am I supposed to go? I can't go anywhere. So what does he do? He gets all mad, throws his hands up, pulls around the corner. I pull out of my spot and go. So now what happens? He's stuck in front of the traffic cop yelling at the guy because he can't park on the street over there. Now, if you had waited 10 seconds, I would have been out of the spot.
What was his handicap, do you know? I think some of that.
He was fat, so I don't know. Go figure. He's a large guy driving a Volkswagen Passat. You really think he's handicapped? I don't.
You know, hey, some positive news from the White House as we go to Debbie and Michael Caputo coming up. President Trump signed a bill on Monday that celebrates women's rights to vote. Women's right to vote. The divided Congress has been unable to agree on much throughout Mr. Trump's presidency, especially since the House launched an impeachment inquiry against him. But the Woman Suffrage Centennial Commemorative Coin Act passed with unanimous consent. You don't hear about it. It's a positive story. It's celebrating women. The bill directs the Treasury Department to create currency that honors the women that played a major part in passage of the 19th Amendment, which was ratified in 1920.
The other bill he signed yesterday about animal cruelty.
Huge.
Federal law. Huge. You think anybody... The only story that I saw it from, ABC News.
ABC News did it? All right. That's good. That's a beginning. 20 minutes after 7 o'clock, Michael Caputo will join us, and we'll get into it, what's happening with Roger Stone and all that Michael Caputo went through during the Mueller probe. We don't forget none. Non dimenticare. Hey, Debbie, how we doing out there this morning? It's 20 minutes after 7 o'clock, traffic-wise, on this Tuesday in New York.
Remind me never to try to take Al's parking space. Please.
That's all right.
I have NYP plate too, so I don't know. Oh, we might have
Frankie,
to fight over that space.
Where did we miss out? We got to get our NYP plate. Don't tell me you have one too.
I don't use my vehicle for covering breaking news.
Yeah. So that's what that's supposed to be for?
Yes.
Well, she's a news guy, and Debbie's got to do traffic.
I've had mine for so many years.
God
I'm
bless
just
you.
lucky.
God bless you.
It.
You don't want to run into Al, though. You're absolutely right.
Oh, no. I'll lose that battle. Hey, guys, let's see what's happening here on 84 eastbound, heading out toward exit 5 into Maybrook. All lanes closed. It's an accident involving several tractor trailers over there, so watch out for some delays. Traffic moving solely inbound GWB, 45 to the upper, 30 to the lower, 15 in from the Palisades Parkway. Lincoln Tunnel, 40 in already. Holland, that's going to be 35 in from both approaches. We're still seeing delays on 280 East, exit 4, car fire on the shoulder, and it's a tough ride now as you head over to the Cross Bronx East, getting into White Plains Road, getting reports of a crash over there, and prepare for delays on the Staten Island Expressway eastbound, right at Bradley Avenue, an accident taking a couple of lanes. And Sunrise Highway westbound out past Straight Path, it's a crash to deal with. Vets Highway as you head into 347, accident right into Hop Hog. Partly cloudy today, high in the upper 50s. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Nobody wants to get stuck on the side of the road, especially when it's cold outside. Head down to your local Napa Auto Parts store where they have antifreeze, washer fluid, ice scrapers, and more, so you can make it through this cold spell with ease. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Good morning, it's Joe on the radio 722. I love telling you about the new documentary from Adam Carolla and Salem's own Dennis Prager. That's getting a great response. No Safe Spaces. It reveals how identity politics and the suppression of free speech are spreading into every part of society and threatening to divide America. The film is being praised by both the left and the right for being fair and looking at the issue of free speech from all sides. The movie is rolling out across America on Friday, December 6th. It needs your support. Please go to nosafespaces.com/theaters to see where it's playing and support it, okay? It's nosafespaces.com/theaters.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down slightly. This a day after a rally that set new records. The Dow surging 190 points, the Nasdaq gaining 112, and the S&P 500 also hitting an all-time high. More than 55 million Americans are expected to hit the road this Thanksgiving week. That's according to AAA. Gas prices remain steady, so good news for drivers there. The nationwide average for a gallon of regular going for about $2.59. That is about 3 cents higher than this time last year. General Motors is accusing Fiat Chrysler of bribing union officials, and GM is now suing, accusing the car maker of paying off union leaders to win better contracts with the United Auto Workers Union over the past decade. Fiat Chrysler is countering, saying the lawsuit is without merit. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Tom Graham, invested in you.
Message and data rates may apply. T&C and privacy terms can be found at babbel.com/terms. Please don't text and drive.
Do you want to learn to speak a new language but don't have enough time? Then you need to try Babbel, the language learning app that you can try for free. Babbel's lessons are just 15 minutes or less, and you can go at your own pace. You'll be amazed at how easy Babbel makes it. Start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Download the Babbel app or text LISTEN to 64,000. Text LISTEN to 64,000.
Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
For the past decade, I've been dealing with very painful brown spots on my forehead, and I could never just take a wash rag across my forehead. I didn't dare because it would have been just horridly painful. And last week, in my haste, I scrubbed the whole thing, and there was no pain there. And so I quickly went to the mirror, and I realized at that moment the painful brown spots that I've been dealing with for the past decade, they're gone. I could barely speak. I could barely do anything. I was frozen in this elated state of mind because I've been battling this for a decade, and it wasn't until the following day I looked at my hands and I looked at my arms, and there's very few brown spots on my hands and arms. You know, as a retired RN, I know the importance of nutrition. I always have. I mean, if you just feed people good food like this, it's actually healing you from the cellular level out. I'm living proof of that because there's only one thing that changed in my life, and that was taking Balance of Nature. And I will forever be grateful. I'll never stop taking it. I'll never be without my Balance of Nature, ever.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. From now until the end of the week, Balance of Nature is offering 35% off and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. This special is ending between now and Black Friday weekend, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code THEANSWER.
You're making it up?
I'm not making it up. Last time I saw him, July of 1990.
You saw Stevie Ray Vaughan 3 times?
3 times.
3 times? And then
3 times. The last time I saw him was a month before he died with Joe Cocker open for him at Jones Beach.
You're just irritating me because I never did that.
I'm sorry to irritate you.
You're doing that on purpose.
Sorry to irritate you. Apologize. First time I saw him was with Jeff Beck.
Look, it's 7:26 already. Can I tell you about Michael Caputo standing by? Speaking about Italians, Perillo Piscopo tour is coming up in April. This is going to be spectacular. The thing is, it's selling out so quickly. All the great folks, and these are all new folks going on this tour. 800-431-1515. Last time we went on the tour, everybody said, gee, I missed it. There was a cutoff, and we missed it. And you have to, if you would, go to PerilloTours.com or call 800-431-1515. Ask for Janice over at Perillo Tours. And come on with us, and I'm going to tell you exactly what this tour, what we're doing. It's going to be spectacular. It's in April, okay? And we want you with us. We don't want to leave you behind because we had to leave so many people behind last time. It's selling out so quickly. We are going to Assisi, Florence, the Tuscan countryside, Pisa, Siena, Cinque Terre, landing in Rome, spending a few days in Rome. I am going to be doing a live performance in Roma. Steve Perillo will be there at the piano. We will be in all 4- and 5-star deluxe hotels, 8 nights accommodations, 5 group dinners, all included, wine tasting, vineyard tour. This is going to be spectacular, and we'd love to see you there. All right? And you know you want to go. This is a once in Easter in Rome. With the family, that is our radio show here, 800-431-1515, 800-431-1515. Ask about the Perillo Piscopo Easter in Rome tour. Or go to, please, start here, PerilloTours.com.
Does Joe Piscopo really have a suit on? See him live now on Facebook or YouTube. AM970TheAnswer.com.
Portions of this show sponsored by Hudson Honda.
Ray, right there, 728. Michael Caputo is a longtime Roger Stone confidant, former advisor to the Donald Trump campaign. Michael, welcome back to the show, my friend. Great to have you with us this morning.
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Michael? All good with you, my friend?
You know, my family and I are kind of slowly creeping out of the hole of this Russia hoax. But I'm very worried about my friend Roger. You know, they've, on their way out, as they were closing the door on their bogus investigation, they nabbed Roger, and I'm very concerned.
You know, I can't believe it. I mean, because it's the Russia, this is the Mueller probe. You got slammed with your legal bills that we've talked about, and you were just so stoic, and your perseverance was so admirable to get through. It was a hoax. It was made up. It was like a coup. Then they go to the Ukraine coup. These people won't stop, Michael. And now what about the collateral damage that is happening in this Ukraine situation? But to go back to Roger, you're prohibited from speaking with Roger Stone, correct?
It's actually Roger is prohibited from speaking to me under a court order. I went to the trial every day. I went to Washington from Buffalo. I attended every day.
Wow.
And every time Roger walked by, I had to turn my back on him in the hallway. In the cafeterias, we had to sit on opposite sides of the room.
Unbelievable.
We were told that if we even gave a hand gesture or an eye signal to each other, we'd both go to prison. And I don't understand why. I don't know why. Nobody explained to me why. And by the way, Joe, we still can't talk to each other. More importantly, Roger can't talk at all. We have jurors from his trial, jurors who found him guilty on all counts, writing opinion articles for the Washington Post, and Roger Stone still can't speak. It's like we're living in Russia, Joe. We're living in Russia.
It's so true. This comes from the judge, correct? The judge has put this all into play. Did you in the trial, the Roger Stone trial, did you get the impression that it was a fair trial, Michael?
Oh, I'll tell you, this is my first criminal trial I've ever attended, except for what I saw in Law and Order. And it seemed to me to be going forward as I expected. It was an Obama-appointed judge who I thought was trying to do a fair job. I think there are certain things that she did that were unfair, like fencing in the defense what they could talk about, what they couldn't. They couldn't talk about whether or not the Russians even hacked that server at the DNC. And then, of course, the jury selection, all from the District of Columbia. There's no chance that Roger was going to get a jury of his peers.
Well, do you think that are there issues that will be overturned on appeal?
Well, I'm not an attorney. I think they have room for appeal. I didn't think the defense did all that good of a job, frankly, but I'm not an attorney, so I can't tell you. I think there's room for appeal. But more importantly, I think vastly more important, it's time for the president to take a look at this and understand that his most loyal friend, the only person who was adjudicated in this Russia hoax, who was found guilty of trying to protect the president from nothing. I think the president needs to look at this and consider a pardon very soon.
Well, how about today when he does the turkeys? We've been saying I think Roger should be. How great would that be? I mean, really, we're being coy here, but how great it would be if Roger was there at the White House and all of a sudden the president just pardons him with the turkeys. I mean, but you know that President Trump will pardon Roger Stone. I'm sure that's going to happen. Is that what you're feeling, Michael?
I feel he will, but this is a very precarious political environment.
Yeah,
there are people around the president who don't know Roger Stone, or some who don't like Roger Stone, and they might be advising him differently. And frankly, I don't even know what Roger wants to do next. If I knew, I'd try to help. Maybe I'd go talk to the president for him. I don't even know because we cannot talk. It's abominable, Joe. It's abominable. I've never seen anything like it. And your listeners, if they care, should go to the White House petition website and sign the petition to pardon Roger Stone.
Do you have the website? Do we have the website? What that is? We will post that because I think. And Frankie said earlier, Michael, that they're blocking. Sometimes you would register to sign your signature, and a lot of the times it was blocked. I mean, this is like Russia. This is like a China. What's happening here? And before, you know what, Michael, we appreciate your time in the morning, and I know I ask you this, but if you would, for the folks kind enough to listen, walk us through what you went through and how you were collateral damage on this attempted coup to take down the president that had no substance. What you had to go through in your life, Michael Caputo.
Well, it was something. I lived in Russia for 7 years. I was sent there by the Clinton administration in the 90s. And I know President Trump since the late 80s. So naturally, I was his conduit to Vladimir Putin, right? Because if you believe in the hocus pocus of the Russia investigation, it adds up that Michael Caputo would be a cloak and dagger in this. So they investigated me upwards and downwards. The House, the Senate, the Mueller investigation. I believe that they searched my house and my office when I wasn't there. I caught them searching through my garbage out front. I had no idea the surveillance that I was going through. I can't imagine what Roger was going through. But it cost me over $200,000 in legal fees, upwards of $300,000. But I was lucky enough to raise that money from supporters of Donald Trump. It ruined my business. I had to lay off all my people. We're still recovering. We're back to where we were before I went to work for President Trump. But I don't know if Roger Stone can ever repair his life. I think we can. I was kind of marginal in this, the collateral damage, as you say.
Yeah.
But Roger Stone is taking direct hits. I don't know if he'll ever recover.
I know, and he's not allowed to talk to anybody about it. It's unbelievable. But I really think in the end it will turn out, Michael. I know the president will step up for his friend. By the way, on another note, we want to tell everybody about your podcast. Are you enjoying doing your podcast? And where could we find that, Michael?
Sure, you can find it on all the usual suspects, radio.com and Stitcher, et cetera, but you can find it at stillstandingpodcast.com. It's actually been pretty difficult for me to keep doing this. I find it very emotional to even talk about it. I give the listeners an inside view as to what I went through. Joe, I was thrown out of the trial at the end. When the verdict came in, I didn't stand up. And then when they forced me to stand up, I turned my back on the jury, and they threw me right out of the building. On my way out, a U.S. Marshal told me, I said, I could never do your job. I'd die first. And he said, that can be arranged. This has been a wild, wild ride, and I documented on my podcast at stillstandingpodcast.com.
Oh, my gosh. And again, before we let you go, Michael, what would you say to Roger Stone if you could talk to him right now at this minute?
Anything I can do, please let me help. And God forbid that he actually had to go to prison. You know, his sentencing date is February 4th. It's very possible they put him in chains and take him away on February 4th. I'm just praying for him every single day.
All right. Michael, thanks for joining us, man. All the very, very best. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
And you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Caputo right there. It's hard to think this is going on in the United States of America. From the Russia collusion, from the Mueller probe, and now they're going to the Ukraine. And all of these politicians like Adam Schiff, you know, and all those Democrats and the House, what they did to regular everyday citizens, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And yet people are in jail. People are having to pay hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars of legal fees in the United States of America. Inexcusable. 7:37 with Piscopo in the morning. It's 877-970-2999 if you'd like to join us. A Big Al Gattulo standing by with the headline news right now, right here on AM 970, The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
44 degrees at 7:37. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. The Port Authority is saying the Holland Tunnel will be getting some new holiday decorations following last year's minor uproar over the shape and placement of what was there previously. A viral online reaction created debate in 2018 over the hanging of a Christmas tree-shaped piece over the N in Holland and another over the U in Tunnel on the sign that hangs over its eastbound entrance. As a result, starting December 2nd, a tree shape will hang over the similarly shaped A in Holland and a wreath over the O. A menorah is also being introduced, and it will stand at the corner of Marion Boulevard and 12th Street near the toll plaza. According to a Port Authority spokesperson, when the customers call for a change, they listen. Top MTA officials are being grilled by the City Council over its upcoming 5-year capital plan. City Council Speaker Corey Johnson says he's skeptical of the MTA budget. Protesters also rallied outside City Hall yesterday, saying the budget's priorities should be new subway signals, new train cars, and elevator upgrades, and not more transit police. Meantime, inside the hearing, members of the TWU Local 100 interrupted opening statements with chants as intense contract talks with the MTA drag on. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers 108-106. The Islanders lose to the Ducks 3-0. It's the first time the Isles have lost in regulation since getting beaten by the Carolina Hurricanes back on October 11th. Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime 3-2, and in Monday Night Football, the Ravens crushed the Rams 45-6. Sports is brought to you by Modell's Sporting Goods Stores. You gotta go to Moe's. Stuck in traffic? Debbie Duhame's got the answer.
And good morning, Al. Thank you. 84 eastbound still closed by exit 5 in Maybrook. It's an accident investigation over on the southbound thruway. Stop and go traffic, Spring Valley down toward the Tappan Zee Bridge. Inbound GWB, 45 to the upper, 25 to the lower, 20 in from the Palisades Parkway. Lincoln, that's 30 in. Holland, about 25. We're seeing delays on 4 westbound at Forest Avenue, heading out toward Paramus with an accident there. And 440 southbound as you head down into Perth Amboy, getting reports of a collision as well. Traffic busy on the westbound Bruckner at White Plains Road with an accident, and the Cross Bronx East right into White Plains Road, another accident there as well. FDR Drive North, getting up through the 50s, a collision. It's pretty busy on the Staten Island Expressway as you head eastbound into Bradley Avenue. Looks like an accident still blocking 2 lanes there. Partly cloudy today, high in the upper 50s. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970. The Answer.
Did you get your Giza sheets yet? 7:39 with Joe on the radio. You got to go. You get buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free on Giza sheets plus free shipping. I'll tell you why this is huge. Because MyPillow products come with a 10-year warranty. You know that. But MyPillow has just announced that they are extending their 60-day money-back guarantee. Orders placed between now and Christmas Day will have their 60-day money-back guarantee extended through March 1st, 2020. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free, plus free shipping on the Giza sheets, which are spectacular. I had the Giza sheets for almost a year now. I've had them. It is your time to get the Giza sheets. If you go to mypillow.com, will you please check out radio listener specials? You'll get incredible discounts on My Pillows. My Pillow is a great Christmas gift. And you're going to see the deals on My Pillows that you get now. Mattress toppers, bed sheets. That's exactly what my bed. I have everything. I have all of these things, and I love it. And now Mike is offering a first-time buy one, get one free offer today on Giza sheets plus free shipping. It's 800-651-0798. 800-651-0798. Or go to the radio listener specials and do that buy one, get one free offer on Giza sheets plus free shipping. MyPillow.com, promo code AM970.
In an era where it's tough to know which news outlet to trust, at a time where it's difficult to find facts, not just opinion, there is an oasis in the news desert. It's the Cats Roundtable. John Catsimatidis, the personification of the American dream, who built a multi-billion-dollar business empire, talks with some of the nation's top newsmakers every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. You won't just hear partisan spin. You'll hear directly from the newsmakers who are shaping the news cycle in the city, the country, and the world. On the Cats Roundtable, you won't just hear about politics. You'll hear about science, business, education, animal rights, and any other topics that you're interested in. Catch the Cats Roundtable every Sunday morning, starting at 8:30, right after Morano in the Morning on AM 970. The Answer.
That's John Catsimatidis. You don't want to miss that. 742 with Joe on the radio. You heard me tell you about Parry & Sons of Franklin Lakes. 4 generations, almost 100 years of selling and servicing fine jewelry and watches. Well, you know what's happening? After 98 years, Parry & Sons is going out of business. Glenn and Maria are going to retire. Had the best time going over there. These are great people, Maria and Debbie and Katie and Glenn. And now they must liquidate everything in the store. It's Christmas time, Hanukkah. It is time to give of yourself. You want diamonds. You want designer jewelry. You want watches. Get to Parry & Sons. They are discounting everything, and I mean everything in their great store, up to 70%. Are you kidding me? Parry & Sons has always been known. They've always been known for superior quality. You know that. Now you can buy, this week, you could buy the jewelry and watches of your dreams up to 70% off. Nothing is being held back. Here come the holidays, and you're like me, you're panicking what to get. You just may want to get to Parry & Sons. Going out of business sale, going on now. Right there on Franklin Avenue in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey.
Watch the Joe Piscopo live stream Tuesday mornings 6 to 10. Available on Facebook, YouTube, and AM970theanswer.com.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Thank you.
Now you're talking. Cole Porter, Frank Sinatra. And this baby.
I've got
Don't get crazy.
I had a peppermint thing in my mouth and it makes me sneeze. Does that make me allergic to peppermint?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Again, Frank, not a doctor, but let's ask him an allergy-related question of which Frank doesn't have an answer, but he'll try to answer it.
Well,
anyway.
This I have to ask Frank about because this I see online.
All right.
From the Jerusalem Post. So it's not like it's like
Frank, not
from
Jewish.
No, but it's from the Jerusalem Post, and Ilhan Omar is a Qatari asset, Florida court here. So the Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is apparently said to have passed information to Qatar, however you want to pronounce it, which was subsequently handed along to Iran. Congressman Ilhan Omar Democratic Minnesota 5th. I'm reading from the Jerusalem Post. Was recruited by a foreign government, Frankie, received funding from a foreign government, and passed sensitive information through intermediaries to Iran, a Florida court has been told. So now, is this fake news? Is this... And this is coming up online, so I just asked, and I go to you just because you usually have the whether this is fake or not. But the claims came during testimony by a Kuwaiti-born Canadian businessman who was giving evidence in the trial of a sheik. So this is interesting to see because they seem to be getting a pass, and there's violations in their campaigns with Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, and they get a pass. And this is in the Post. This is not the National Enquirer.
Well, it's the Jerusalem Post, but they're just reporting what was said in this one court case. So, unless there's any independent evidence corroborating this, I don't really think there's much to it.
We'll stay. I saw it on other websites, but
it's all from the same guy. It's the same guy that's saying it in this one court case. So just because somebody says it in a deposition, doesn't make it so.
Yeah, which proves the point that I always say they make these wildly inaccurate rumors.
Exactly right. Like so it's like Alan Dershowitz's book, Guilt by Accusation.
Yeah. All right. But I don't know. This woman she's a little unsettling with Ilhan Omar. I'm just saying.
Right, but that's the thing is the Constitution and the right to be innocent until proven guilty has to apply to the worst people in society just as it does the best. So you might not like Ilhan Omar, you might not like Donald Trump, but that doesn't mean they're guilty just because somebody says they're guilty.
But she's an anti-Semite, that.
But still, those we have the Constitution exists to protect anti-Semites, Nazis, mobsters. Everybody, the worst people of society. It's easy. The good people in society usually don't need that much protection from an overreaching federal government. It's the bad people that that the Constitution exists to protect.
Yeah, what's unsettling too is that she's in the United States House of Representatives, and and is she still on that foreign affairs committee?
Yes.
Oh, yes. This is good. That's great. Hey, Frankie Fibros, the weather is the story really coming up as we go into break with Debbie. She'll tell you about traffic, but we worry about you. So I'm reading here, holiday travel conditions won't stir up feelings of thankfulness this week. Forecasters say 2 storms tracking across the country are packing a miserable mix of rain, snow, and wind from coast to coast. Wow, the first storm is expected to dump a foot of snow from Colorado to Michigan and into the east by Wednesday. That's us. We're the east, are we not?
We are.
Wind-driven snow will make for slick roads, low visibility. Heavy rains are forecast to roar onshore up and down the west coast later today. And I know there's fires in Santa Barbara and our hearts go out to all the folks in California, in Southern California there, because they have not gotten that under control. But and Joe Lundberg will join us just a little while. We don't have snow coming in or anything, do we?
I think it's probably going to be a little too warm for snow. It's the heavy winds that we have to be on the lookout for.
And then that means delays at the airport. Oh, what a mess that is going to be. And also, before we break again, I want to reiterate, animal cruelty is now a matter of federal law. President Trump signed a law on Monday. The Prevent Animal Cruelty and Torture Act allows purposefully crushing, burning, drowning, suffocation, any violence causing serious harm to animals. Those convicted could face fines and possibly 7 years in prison. This comes from the President of the United States, Donald Trump. So also, we're going to talk about this coming that I'm going to tell you right now with the Bernard Kerik. So I'm so excited about this. I'm a military guy because my dad was in the military. I tell you, you know the story. But President Trump defending the handling of the firing of U.S. Navy Secretary Richard Spencer. You know the story. Talking to reporters at the White House, the president said we have to protect our war fighters. I love that. I'm sorry. I think that's great. So now he's talking about Eddie Gallagher. He also suggested that he was thinking about making a change with the Navy Secretary for a while, who has been removed. Navy Secretary Spencer was fired for his handling of a controversial case involving Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher. Eddie was acquitted of a murder but subsequently convicted of a minor charge. So the president ordered that his rank of Navy SEAL be restored. And Bernard Kerik was at the forefront of all of this, and he will join us this morning, the former NYPD Commissioner, Bernard Kerik. Hey, Joe on the radio. Debbie is out there at 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. You see me always turning my head looking for Al's got the whole... He's got 2 clocks
at different time zones. He's got a digital
It's not
clock
different
on
time
there.
zones. One is the
TV
delay, and
monitors.
one is the
My
delay.
monitor is facing like my smartwaytobuy.com wallpaper. I have one computer off, and I can't see the digital clock like that. But the problem is if I sit where I was sitting, then I got to learn how to run the board.
Right.
You know.
Oh yes.
Then what are we going to do without? Well, then what do we do without? You know, so we got to keep it.
I mean, why is this gang up on me day?
No, I just can't see the digital clock.
I've asked him to move the clock. Stu's on vacation now, so when he gets back.
He deserves it. That
Yes,
guy
he
deserves it.
does.
My gosh, we work Stu to death. Anthony Pope coming up, and Mike Gallagher coming up as well, and Bernard Kerik. And Debbie Duhame right now on AM 970. The answer, yes, Debbie. Great to have you with us. What are you thinking?
No, I see Barbara listening from Cork, Ireland, too, this morning. So it's the afternoon there.
Cork,
Isn't that
Ireland.
nice?
Wait.
She's listening. She's listening on YouTube.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Barbara, and
great?
Aaron Gobra. So my Kimberly's family is from Cork, County Cork.
Oh, wow.
County Cork.
Maybe her relatives are listening.
Yeah.
It's a possibility, right, Joe?
That mean more alimony? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They want to see how well you're doing.
No, please don't. No, and my kids have. Yes, Irish blood, and comes from County Cork, and we are proud. County Cork is gorgeous. I mean, Ireland is beautiful, and the Irish people are absolutely. Have you been, Deb? Have you gone yet?
Yes, I was in Ireland last year with a couple of my friends.
Spectacular.
We went down to Cork in Kinsale. My
Kinsale's
grandmother,
beautiful. Yeah,
it's gorgeous. And my father's mother was a Cronin, so they were from County Cork. Her family.
yeah.
Oh, so beautiful.
So, greetings
gorgeous.
to County Cork and the beautiful country of Ireland. Hey, 7:51. Debbie's on the roads in New York, checking out the traffic for you on AM 970. The answer.
Hey, Joe, 84 eastbound getting out toward exit 5 in Maybrook. You're closed. It's all due to this ongoing accident investigation. As a result, the ramps from 17 to 84 closed in Middletown. Watch for delays inbound GWB an hour to the upper, 30 to the lower. Lincoln 30. Holland still about 45 minutes getting into town. 4 westbound Forest Ave into Paramus. A crash there. It's busy on the Bruckner. Westbound Bruckner at White Plains Road. A collision and stop and go on the FDR Drive North up through the 50s. An accident in the right lane. It's still horrible on the Staten Island Expressway eastbound by Bradley Avenue. 2 lanes remain blocked there. And the LIE east out by 110. A collision is on the shoulder. Southern State westbound into Straight Path. A collision still being cleared. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo. AM 970. The answer.
Kevin McCullough has advice for Mr. Vindman.
Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, please.
Oh, sorry, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
Sorry, Mr. Vindman. Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. He decided he would join the ranks of Yovanovitch and Taylor and Kent, who just didn't have any impeachable crime against the president. They just didn't like his policy. You coward, anti-American, non-patriot. Give up your uniform.
Kevin McCullough Radio, weeknights at 5 on AM 970. The Answer with Special Aries, Wednesdays at 4.
My friends, Heat Holders makes the warmest thermal socks available. They keep your feet 7 times warmer than just ordinary socks. Heat Holders uses a 3-stage process. Cashmere-like insulating yarn that's soft to the touch, a long loop pile, and then intense brushing on the inside. This traps warm air closer to your skin longer, keeping your feet warm, comfortable, and dry. They guarantee it. Heat Holders will pamper your feet. Heat Holders also makes hats, gloves, throws, scarves, and much more. Give someone you love Heat Holders for the holidays. Receive an amazing 25% off your heatholders.com order this week only through Cyber Monday by entering the code Dennis25. Plus, receive free shipping with any purchase of $25 or more. Remember to go to heatholders.com and use the special code Dennis25, my first name and the number 25, to save 25% off your order through Cyber Monday. Go to heatholders.com today.
There's an app to save on flights, an app to rent a bike, and an app to help you save for driving safely. The Allstate app gives you real-time driving feedback with DriveWise, giving you the power to lower your insurance cost. In fact, safe drivers can save 40% or more. Connect and save with DriveWise. You're in good hands.
Download the Allstate app today. Savings may vary by state and driving behaviors, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Use of Allstate Mobile with activation of Drivewise required. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. Over the last few months, my fellow Salem talk show hosts and I have been speaking across the country at the War for America's Soul Tour. Thousands of people have attended these sold-out events. We discuss the attacks against our Constitution, radical socialism, open borders, and other matters affecting the U.S. of A. You need to hear the truth about what's at stake ahead of our next election. You can now watch the events on demand or even buy the DVD. Just go to WatchSalemMedia.com. WatchSalemMedia.com. That's WatchSalemMedia.com.
Joe Piscopo on the radio telling you about Connors and Sullivan. Did you know on Monday, December 2nd, at the Greenhouse Cafe, right there on 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. You do not want to miss Mike Connors live giving a free seminar. All your questions will be answered about a will, about a trust, about power of attorney, healthcare proxy, living will, estate plan. If that's not enough, how about Thursday, December 5th at the Adria on Northern Boulevard in Bayside, Queens? Again, 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. Mike Connors himself in person answering all your questions about your estate, about how to protect your financial legacy. Now, if you can't make any of these free seminars, call Connors and Sullivan, please. Lisa is standing by for you. 718-238-6500, and you can get your own free office appointment. 718-238-6500. As Mike Connors always says, the biggest mistake when it comes to estate planning is not planning at all.
Got something to say? Call into the Joe Piscopo Show right now. 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999.
A ring-a-ding-ding.
That's all you got to say. 757, Joe Lumberg. Joe, good morning. How you doing, my friend?
Dave Clark 5. I'm doing great this morning. How about you?
Good. And so, Joe, we're confused. I heard there's going to be like a monsoon coming in. Yes, a big. What's happening weather-wise? Windy, snowy.
There's no monsoon.
What's going? I'm panicking.
No monsoon.
I'm panicking. Thank you. Go ahead.
Listen to me.
Yes.
Listen to me.
Please.
I'm going to tell it to you straight.
Sound like Bobby De Niro.
Today.
Listen to me right now. I heard some things. I heard some weather things. My name is Joe Lumberg, and I heard some things. No, go ahead. Is it going to be bad? Thanksgiving?
We're going to set you straight here.
Okay.
Sunshine today. It's going to be a gorgeous day, up near 60. There'll be a few clouds around, but it's going to be a great day today. It'll start to cloud up tonight, mid-40s tomorrow. Cloudy. We'll get a little rain at times during the midday and afternoon hours. Not a monsoon. Mid-50s tomorrow. Then the wind picks up tomorrow night, and it howls, I think, late tomorrow night through Thanksgiving Day. There could be some wind gusts to 40 to 50 miles per hour throughout the day Thursday. But it's a dry day with some sunshine and temperatures around 50. So there's no monsoon.
What am I reading? I'm reading all the thank God for Joe Lumberg. No, but I guess the West is getting some of the bad snow. And
you're reading the liberal media again.
It's all fake news. You're right. Even the weather is fake news.
Fake news. That's it.
Joe, you're the best. That's it.
Let me give you the allergy report brought to you by Balance of Nature. It's low again today.
Yay, Joe. Thank you, Joe Lumberg. We love you, man. Thanks so much. He's funny. Joe Lumberg right there. A couple of minutes away from 8 o'clock. 8:05. An audience with the Pope right here. Anthony Pope. We're going to talk about all the legal issues of the day. Dominic Carter will join us as well. Mike Gallagher, Commissioner Bernard Kerik, Dr. Lauren Wright, Scott LoBaido, and Mother Caprini. Only on Piscopo in the morning. We're coming right back.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
45 degrees at 7:59. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on in Queens community. Unveiling plans to fight anti-Semitic messages of hate. Rabbi Abraham Cooper of the Simon Wiesenthal Center says the move comes after vandals wrote messages of hate on the Silver Gull Beach Club in Breezy Point this past Labor Day. In addition, 2 days later, beachgoers at nearby Bell Harbor encountered more anti-Semitic messages in the sand. The National Park Service says it's retrained staff to recognize hate crimes so they can respond more quickly. Health experts say as you prep for your Thanksgiving Day meal, don't wash the turkey. The USDA says when you wash the raw turkey, you spread germ into your sink and onto nearby food. Officials say the only way to kill the bacteria on uncooked food is to cook it thoroughly. A whole turkey is safe when cooked to a minimum internal temperature of 165 degrees. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers, Islanders lose to the Ducks, Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime. Monday Night Football, Ravens crush the Rams.
from the studios of AM 970 The Answer on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan. This is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It's not the final word on the matter, but a judge says former White House counsel Don McGahn cannot ignore a House subpoena and must go before Congress for impeachment testimony the administration plans to appeal. President Trump pushing for a House vote on the trade deal with Canada and Mexico.
The president says the USMCA is a phenomenal trade pact with our North American neighbors, but that House Speaker Pelosi appears incapable of bringing it up for a vote.
She keeps saying she wants to get it done, but we're talking about many, many months. Sitting on her desk, no votes.
He warns that Congress's failure to act reasonably soon could prompt Canada and Mexico to get cold feet and withdraw from the agreement. Greg Clugston, the White House.
The president getting some more time to fight subpoenas for his financial records.
The Supreme Court is shielding President Donald Trump's financial records while the president and his attorneys are given more time to appeal a lower court ruling that called for the release of the records. There was no noted dissent from the court's unsigned order. The House Oversight and Reform Committee and the Manhattan District Attorney in New York have separately subpoenaed the records. The Supreme Court should be able to say on December 5th whether or not it will take up the cases. If the justices reject Trump's appeals, the subpoenas could be enforced immediately. Mike Gracia, Washington.
The weather could complicate the Thanksgiving travel plans of tens of millions of Americans. Up to a foot of snow could fall parts of Colorado and Wyoming, prompting airlines to issue travel alerts and forecasters to issue blizzard and wintry weather warnings from the Rockies to the Great Lakes. In New York City, high winds could keep those towering Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloons on the ground for the first time in a very long time. Wall Street, Dow futures up 17 points. S&P futures better by a fraction. NASDAQ futures up 2 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
So what would you do with an extra $500 a month in your budget? $500. This isn't hypothetical, by the way. This is something you may need to think about very soon if you decide to become a member of MediShare. MediShare is a way to pay for your health care, and typically it costs $500 less per month for a family versus other health care plans. So seriously, think about this. You could pay off loans, pay down a mortgage, save the money for retirement, donate to charity. That would be a big deal. But you know what? Here's the best thing. MediShare works. It's a Christian healthcare sharing ministry with 400,000 members. They've shared over $2 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. And with MediShare, not only do you save, you don't have to pay for things you don't believe in. And that's a beautiful thing too. So here's how you can find out more, and you might actually wind up saving even more than $500 a month. So check into it. 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE. 844-45-BIBLE.
Hi, AM 970 listeners. Steve LoBaido here. On One, whether it's politics, pop culture, business, or Broadway, we've got the conversations you want to hear.
There is always something to learn.
Do you enjoy talking politics? No.
That's a good question. High five.
So check out my show, One, weeknights at 7 p.m. on NJTV and 12:30 a.m. on WNET 13 and online on NJ.com.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. Catch my friend Steve and his great lineup of guests every weeknight on One with Steve LoBaido.
Save big every week at Modell's. Visit your local store for special unadvertised deals. Shop all kinds of styles from brands you love like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Champion, Unipro, and much more. Are you an athlete and gearing up for the season? We've got you covered for every sport. Whether it's your first time playing or you're a seasoned veteran, Modell's is the place to go. But wait, what about professional sports? Don't worry, we've got that too. Whether you're the casual or die-hard sports fan, we've got jerseys, tees, hats, and much more. You gotta go to Moe's.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Starting off on the PATH trains, delays, Hoboken to 33rd and Hoboken to World Trade, delays with some ongoing problems with the brakes over at Hoboken. And let's tell you what's happening with the ferries. 3 lines on New York Waterway have changes to their routes or schedules today. We'll keep you updated on that. Inbound side of the GWB, still a tough ride, about 45 minutes into the upper, 30 to the lower. Lincoln 25 in, Holland 45 from 1 and 9, 30 from the Turnpike. 84 East still closed in Maybrook with a bad accident there. traffic sponsored this morning by T-Mobile.
With data and texting included in over 200 countries and destinations, T-Mobile for Business keeps you connected at the corner coffee shop or a cafe halfway around the world. Business is changing. Are you with us? Visit T-Mobile.com/business.
Sunny today, high of about 60. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the SmartWayToBuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano with news guy Al Gottulo and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
And time for An Audience with the Pope, featuring esteemed, distinguished, and renowned trial attorney, Anthony Pope.
Oh, what an introduction.
Come
on. Come on, God bless you. God bless you.
He doesn't even have a ring for us to kiss.
We got to do next week. I'm going to get you all rise. No, we get a hat. Let's get a Pope hat for Anthony, man. Here, Anthony, welcome back to the show, brother.
Nice to be here, Joe.
Oh,
Hello, Frank, Al.
Hello.
Good to see you guys.
It's been crazy. It's been nuts, and I wish we could talk about it on the air. Maybe we might. We just might.
We'll talk whatever you want to talk about.
No,
I want it to be your final show. Feel free.
And I just want to let you know, this gentleman next to me is certified. I love this fact, Anthony, if I may. Certified as both a criminal and civil trial attorney by the Supreme Court of New Jersey. There are only 24 lawyers with dual certifications in New Jersey. There are 40,000 plus lawyers in New Jersey. This is huge. Do you have to go through some kind of... you got to take a test for that.
It's a board certification. You have to be a lawyer a certain amount of time, practice a certain amount of time. If I had my certification for years, especially with criminal, I started off with my criminal certification, and then over the last 15 years, I've been doing personal injury with the law firm as well. So I decided to get the certification in civil, and you have to have a certain amount of cases and trials, and then you have to sit for a full-day exam for both certifications, and then you always have to have a certain amount of credits every 7 years for both certifications to maintain the board certificate, and as well as your license. So it's a little bit of a task, but it's worth it.
So on a personal injury, because I talk now, Pop used to work. My father always told you about, and you always remind me of my father, just in your whole demeanor and everything, and I mean that in the most complimentary of ways.
I know you do. Thank you.
He was so smart, my dad. And but Pop would always defend the working class, particularly from Patterson, the Polish Americans that came in and who couldn't speak English. They would get hurt on the job. I've told the story before on the radio, and then he would go defend them.
Yeah, the workers' comp cases.
Yeah, and I would watch them, and then I would watch the insurance company. He goes, "It's only an arm. What's an arm?" And I'd be in the back. I was like in 6th grade. I'm in the back. I go, the guy lost his arm. Why are they arguing? But it was amicable then. It was not. They would all go out to the print room in Hackensack afterwards and have drinks. The insurance company and the lawyers, it would work it out.
Right.
But is it pretty much the same today that the insurance company doesn't want to pay? You got to fight for your client.
Well, Joe, I don't do workers' comp. Workers' comp is a niche area of personal injury, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But in personal injury cases, there's no question. Look, I tell my staff all the time, all the lawyers, insurance companies do not want to settle. They want to hold on to their money as long as they can. They love taking the money in when the premium's in, but they hate to pay back. So you have to know the type of person and the entity that you're dealing with. As far as they're concerned, everybody's even feigning the injury or they're exaggerating it. But our firm is there for people who have personal injury matters. Whether it be car accidents, whether it be slip and falls, whether it be malpractice, things of those nature where somebody has caused an injury, where you have lost work, where you have permanent pain and suffering, or even temporary pain and suffering, where you have medical bills that are outstanding. People have to understand that you need to go to a good personal injury firm. And we've been doing this for quite some time now, and we take a lot of pride in it because people come in and they're legitimately hurt
and confused.
Been injured by someone. They're confused. Who pays their bills? Where do they go? What do they do about future medical care? How do they get their salaries reimbursed? Things of this nature. So that's what personal injury is about. And the firm has been there for a while now. So I welcome anyone to come in to the Anthony Pope Law Firm for a consultation. Consultations on personal injury are free. And the difference between criminal and other types of law, it's on a contingency. So you get nothing unless you settle the case or win the case at trial.
Yeah.
That's where you take your percentage.
Yeah, my pop
so when
worked like
people
that.
come
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
So when people come in, they don't have to pay any money up front. Personal injury cases are on a contingency, and the fees are set by the Supreme Court of New Jersey. So it's not something where you barter with or you negotiate with. When you sign a retainer agreement, it's very clear. We get 33% up to a certain amount of money. Then beyond that, when it grows larger, it's 25%, then 20%. And then any verdicts or settlements over $1 million, the actual court that you're before will decide what the lawyers get. So people are protected in that way as well, but get in as quickly as possible because especially when you have an accident, you want to secure the scene as best as possible. You want to get pictures of the car, pictures of the area where you fell. You want to get medical reports right away. So the sooner you do it, the better it is so you don't lose any time and people don't disappear. You may want to get witness statements. So it's important that people move on them as quickly as possible. And like I said, consultations cost nothing. And sometimes people feel like, well, I don't want to take something I'm not entitled to. Well, we'll decide. If the case has no merit, we're not going to take it.
Yeah.
If the case has merit, then we'll pursue it.
Yeah. Does it bother you when you see those guys on TV looking? They're looking at. You have a cough that's caused by asbestos 1,000 years ago, and we'll find they're like fishing.
Well,
for
that's
things.
mass tort. That's mass tort litigation, and that's different than what we do.
Yeah.
We service individual people. That come to our firm. That's mass tort. I'm nothing against it, I think, but that's a large entity that just takes, hundreds and thousands of cases.
I've seen you work.
So.
I see how you work. I see how great your office is. And I love that you keep it in Newark, man, where you were a cop, and you came up through the ranks, man, a young cop at 19 years old, where your family comes from, and you stay there, right there in your beautiful offices in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, Newark is great. I've seen the evolution. And
yes, you stayed through it all.
The renaissance that's taking place down there. It's amazing.
And right
really
next to you, with that nice hotel they just put that brand new hotel.
Yeah, the Trip Hotel.
Yeah,
The
beautiful,
Burgers
right?
own that as well as my building.
I have to tell you this.
60 Park Place. By the way, it's 60 Park Place in Newark, and it's 973-344-4406, the Anthony Pope Law Firm. And we also have a satellite office in New York as well.
Yeah, and where's the website we can go, Anthony?
The Anthony Pope Law Firm.
Okay.
That's the best website to go on. You'll get all the information and the numbers and the emails, and you can just call for a consultation.
So if I have to tell you that, I've told you this before watching and listening to it. Was so funny because my father, I think he was defending somebody, and then the guy was an old Italian guy. Forgive me, this is just the way it was. And then they had, he says I'm on total disability.
Right.
You're on total disability. So now the insurance company's got. They got video of the guy from the back painting with his arm like this. And he goes for the corporate. That's a no me. He said, I tell you
That's a no me.
That's a no me. And then they got him lifting some from the back, the shot from the back. He's lifting stuff. He goes, that's a no me. And then he finally turns around and he's smacked there full on camera right in the middle. He goes, that's a me. My father goes, oh, man, I can't do nothing with you, man. So we appreciate it. And I've seen this man right here. But you know what? It's more than... We're proud to have you on the station. We're proud to have you come in with Mary and do a sponsorship here. But I've seen you in the courtroom, man. You are brilliant in a courtroom.
Well, I appreciate that, Joe. That's where I do my best work, on my feet. I enjoy trying cases.
You
love
are
being
in
the
your
courtroom.
zone,
and that's why I love doing criminal defense and personal injury, because I get to punch holes in the government's case when I'm on the defense side, criminal, and when I'm on the plaintiff side for personal
you're
injury.
at a federal court.
Well, but I got to prove my case. That's the difference. In personal injury, you prove your case.
Yeah.
So the balance of having to do both is good. It keeps you sharp. Because when you're in personal injury, you got to start first. You got to put the witnesses up first and then prove your case. You have the defense attorneys that are trying to punch holes in it. So I enjoy that. Then when I'm on the criminal defense side, I get to see the government go first, and I punch holes in their cases. So the balance is nice, and that's one of the reasons I went into it. I enjoyed it, and people would always come, even when I was just doing criminal many years ago, and they had personal injury cases. Could you handle my accident case? Can you handle the malpractice case? Can you handle the slip and fall?
Yeah.
And instead of always referring it out, I said, you know what, let me get more into it. I've started to enjoy it, and then the rest is history. So that's what we do.
What do you say? I'm so leery now when we see what happened with Roger Stone. And Roger Stone's a political lightning rod. I understand that. Right. But, they do a pre-dawn raid for a guy, all on hearsay, by the way. Now, that was for, remember the Mueller probe, Anthony? Remember the Mueller probe? And we just talked to Michael Caputo, and this poor guy spent hundreds of $1,000s in legal fees. Roger is facing 20 years in prison for, these witch hunts.
Well, Joe, the federal government, they've won 2 world wars and they print their own money. So they have an enormous amount of power. And unfortunately, when you hitch your wagon to somebody that is so disliked as the President of the United States, that so many people have an agenda other than doing the right thing and being fair and honest, you can get caught up in this. That doesn't mean he's not guilty. I don't know. I didn't sit in on the trial, just like Paul Manafort. I think they probably were both prosecuted simply because they were associated with Donald Trump. But whether or not they actually did what the jury convicted him of, that's for another matter. But listen, I heard one of your previous guests talk about how difficult it is sometimes to get a jury in certain areas, and there's no question about that. I thought that comment was very profound, because when you're in Washington, D.C., and you have the D.C. district that's not a Trump supporter, and now you have a Trump ally in that courtroom.
You think?
Picking a jury that's going to be fair and honest is not an easy task. Man. So it was a yeoman's task for the attorneys that did that, and I trust they did their best, but unfortunately the jury ruled against them.
But am I wrong as a layman, and you have a law enforcement background, you have a legal background, when I see, and I get suspect, and I hate myself for doing that. And when I was a kid, you never questioned the Department of Justice. You never questioned any of this. But I'm seeing what's coming out of the Southern District of New York. Right. Why is, and Tish James, the AG for New York State, who we love, she's a great gal. Now she's going after the president. But they leave. We were talking about Al Sharpton makes $1 million a year in a nonprofit, but they won't look at that.
Listen, I was listening to you guys on the way in the car on the radio, and I heard Frank talking about that. There's no question. That's one lucky individual, Reverend Sharpton. That man has gotten away with things that are just unspeakable. I mean, just that one incident with the Brawley incident years ago that was completely contrived. Yeah. And they put this prosecutor's life in jeopardy. He destroyed his career to a large extent. And then it was completely, it wasn't that it was exaggerated. It was completely false. How do you survive that type of situation? But yet he did, and he's even stronger. So there's no doubt that there's selective prosecution. It exists.
Selective prosecution.
There's no doubt. And prosecutors have that authority.
Yeah.
They could prosecute what they feel is appropriate and what is not. And that's a dilemma. Listen, institutions today, Joe, as far as no matter what the institution is, I don't have a good deal of faith. I have faith in individuals. I think there are people in any institution that have integrity, but the institutions themselves, I don't trust any of them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm justice. You come to me. The only justice you have is when I'm with you in the courtroom.
Go to the Pope.
I have no other loyalties other than the client.
Yeah, and I've seen it firsthand, Anthony. Nobody better than you, man. So if we can go to Anthony Pope, you can Google Anthony Pope, find his website right there. And what's the phone number again?
973-344-4406.
And Anthony, we need tort reform, you think? We need tort reform?
I think we need reform in a lot of things, Joe, that's for sure. But listen, we still are the best of an imperfect system.
But sometimes when you go in and you see a client, and now, like I'm saying, everything that's been happening, and we see how all the ancillary collateral damage of the Mueller probe, what they're trying to do in the Ukraine probe,
which was a bust. The Mueller probe was a complete bust.
Yeah.
You think they would learn from that, but they don't, and they don't even have any embarrassment over it. That's the crazy thing. There's no embarrassment over it.
Yeah,
absolutely none. It's like, okay, let's just move on to the next.
And they don't make any excuse. There's no caveat.
Nothing. It's strange. Strange world we're living in.
It is. Anthony Pope, thank you. We love you.
You're welcome. Good to be here. Thank you, guys.
We love you, man. Anthony Pope right there, distinguished New Jersey attorney, AM 970 legal analyst, and former police officer from the great city of Newark, New Jersey. Thank you, Anthony. You going to court now? You off to court now?
No, I'm going to the office.
You're going? All right. All right. We'll see you over there. 818 with Joe on the radio. Thank you, Anthony. And Debbie Duhame is out there looking out for you. Anthony, good to see you, my friend. Look at that bag. Look how fancy this guy is. Those shoes alone, huh? Come on.
Nice.
I know. Me, it's all, mine's all, what do you think? Mine is all online. I could get some,
nice.
I got some great shoes online. I just bought some nice shoes online from a place called Ivan Troy, Debbie. Ivan Troy.
Okay.
English, Italian made, good price. Just a little tip. They're not sponsoring. I'm just telling you. Because I am cheapo.
Nice.
I am cheapo,
No,
right? Where do you get
that's not being
those?
cheap.
Where do you get the beautiful pumps that you always wear? Are you fancy schmancy?
I go to like Macy's or, wherever,
Oh
I bought some awesome pumps when I was in Italy, though, at a really nice store in Florence, a nice shoe store.
You went with Lorenzo.
Gorgeous.
Where Lorenzo bought that jacket, you mean? Your buddy Lorenzo bought that?
That was a different store. I went shoe shopping by myself because I didn't think anybody wanted to go looking at shoes all afternoon like I did.
I would have gone with you.
I found some awesome shoes. No, Lorenzo just went down in the gondola ride with me. That was fun.
Yeah, so I heard.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
All
right, Debbie, looking out for you. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, Dominic Carter is going to join us, and Mike Gallagher this hour as well. You always at 877-970-2999 on AM 970, The Answer. Thank you, Debbie. How we doing this morning?
Thank you, Joe, and hello to Anthony Pope. Let's go to 21 northbound, getting up through Newark. We see some volume here heading up towards South Street, so watch out for some slowdowns there, Anthony. It's kind of busy on 280 eastbound, getting out toward the Stickle Bridge in Newark as well, and it's pretty solid for you as you head to the inbound GWB. That's an hour to the upper, 30 to the lower. Lincoln Tunnel 35, Holland still 45 minutes in. Staten Island Expressway eastbound, heavy getting out toward the Verrazano Bridge. We're still seeing a lot of volume on the LIE West out through Woodhaven Boulevard and in toward the BQE. 10 minutes in at the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Very busy on the FDR Drive North, getting up through the 50s with an accident there. And 84 eastbound still closed by exit 5 in Maybrook with an ongoing accident investigation. That accident involved several tractor trailers. Checking the forecast, sunny today, high of almost 60. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo on the radio, 821. Dominic Carter is going to join us in a moment. I want to tell you about Balance of Nature. I love telling you about Balance of Nature because I kind of a health freak, kind of a health nut. I watch what I eat, and I'm very, very careful. And you know, it's only because I had that cancer in 1981. 1881, by the grace of God, they gave me a cure rate, but you're always looking over your shoulder. And the doctors back then, and if I told you once, I'll tell you 1,000 times, the doctors always go, they said, you got to have antioxidants. I had no idea what that was, but that's fruits and vegetables. Anything orange, I remember the doctor telling me, And I said, what do you mean? Fruits and vegetables. Lo and behold, Frankie Five Boroughs, all those years later, and I'm trying to eat fruits and vegetables. I'm trying to eat oranges. I'm trying to eat apples, and I'm trying to eat the peppers. And I go to a restaurant, and I'm just not doing it enough. Then Frankie says, Joe, you got to try Balance of Nature. And I heard about Balance of Nature. And then I sat down with the Howards, Douglas Howard, his wife Sue, and Lex, their son, and we all started talking about health, about wellness, and really a holistic approach to making yourself better. And this is a medical doctor. Dr. Howard is a medical doctor. He came up with the concept of Balance of Nature. And I find out Balance of Nature is very simply this. It's fruits and vegetables in capsule form, 100% whole food plants, fruits and vegetables in a capsule form. Doesn't upset your stomach. It's not like a synthetic vitamin that has filler that you will eliminate. A daily dose of Balance of Nature, I tell you, every morning has 10 servings of 31 different fruits and vegetables. And I am adamant, and I am so convinced, and I speak for myself, this is not an FDA clinical trial. I am the trial. It's the Joe trial. This works miracles for me. Balance of Nature does. It works for Al. It works for Debbie. We want it to work for you. So we have this. Balance of Nature is offering 35% off and free shipping. Free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. You know the number. This is the morning. You got to check it out, okay? 800-2468-751. 800-2468-751. Or start here, please. balanceofnature.com. Use the discount code The Answer.
Dennis Prager believes we need to stick to our values.
E pluribus unum, in God we trust, and liberty. If America stays true to that, then the people who have done this will go down as the greatest fools in American history. Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, and the entire gang.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at 1, right before Sebastian Gorka at 3 on AM 970. The Answer.
Check out Seton Hall basketball Wednesday night live from Atlantis in the Bahamas as the Hall takes on the Oregon Ducks. This is Dave Popkin. Join me along with Gary Cohen for all the action. Pre-game show at 9:20 and the opening tip at 9:30 p.m. Seton Hall versus Oregon on AM 970 The Answer.
Hi, AM 970 listeners. Steve LoBaido here. On One, whether it's politics, pop culture, business, or Broadway, we've got the conversations you want to hear.
There is always something to learn.
Do you enjoy talking politics? No.
Such a good question. High five.
So check out my show, One on One, weeknights at 7 p.m. on NJTV and 12:30 a.m. on WNET 13 and online on NJ.com.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. Catch my friend Steve and his great lineup of guests every weeknight on One with Steve LoBaido.
Jersey Joe on the radio, 824, telling you about Michael's of Brooklyn. Michael's of Brooklyn. Oh, you got to go to Mike. When I tell you one of the 5 best Italian restaurants in the United States of America, and you're close to proximity of the borough of Brooklyn, and you don't go, Johnny is there, Fred is there, Michael himself is there, Marianne is there, the whole beautiful Cacace family. You've got to go over there and check out Michael's of Brooklyn. They make the fresh tomato and basil marinara, puttanesca. I'm going to make you hungry now. Arrabbiata. It's made right there. It's made right there in Avenue R, Nostrand in Brooklyn. When I go there, the first thing I say to Fred, how do you make the sauce? And he rolls his eyes. Come on, Joe. I'll show you how we make the sauce. And they put the labels on. They got these brand new machines. I think Fred should just open that up and make it like a tour. The Michael's, how do you make the sauce? And it's spectacular. You love it. They are family owned and operated since 1964, right there on Avenue R, Nostrand. Even former Yankee pitcher Mariano Rivera, legend has it, could not resist the fantastic food at Michael's of Brooklyn. He came by for a quick lunch. He ended up staying for dinner. You will do the same. You're going to love Michael's of Brooklyn. And Fred and Johnny and Marianne, this is family. And I love the authentic Italian heritage that they have right there in Brooklyn, New York. When I tell you one of the 5 best Italian restaurants in the United States of America, you got to check out, please, Michael's of Brooklyn, serving the most authentic taste of Italy since 1964.
Larry Elder, the Sage from South Central, tonight at 7 on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Nissan.
Rolling through Tuesday, going into Thanksgiving. How about that already? 826 on AM 970, The Answer. Around the country, thank you for listening in Ireland, County Cork, we love you. And Lucinda down in Texas and West Coast and South Carolina and even in Israel, they're listening on AM970theanswer.com. We're on YouTube and Facebook. Hi, you can watch us. Why you'd want to look at a face like this, I have no idea. But Five Boroughs is here, and Big Al is here, and Debbie's here. Dominic Carter, political reporter and analyst for Verizon Fios TV and RNN. Hey, Dominic, welcome, man.
Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Nice. Thanks for coming into the studio.
Hey, man, I like the suit. Shoe
thank
combo
you.
here.
Right back at you, man. Look at us with suits and ties on. We're trying to take radio up a notch, right?
Up.
Come on. You look great, man. Thank you. That's a nice colored shirt. I like that, too.
Thank you.
So this suit is so old, Dominic. This is so old. It's older than me, I think, this suit. But
you look good.
Thank you.
You look good. Right, Frank?
He looks great. Best dressed guy in radio.
Dude, that is it. Hey, man, Dominic, thanks for coming in. Michael Bloomberg. You've been covering Michael Bloomberg 18 years? 18?
A very long time.
Wow.
Before he became mayor of New York City.
Yeah, so you covered. Nice guy, by the way. I remember when I first.
He is a nice guy.
I got to start right there. I remember up there for some reason I was up at Bloomberg. I can't remember why. He came out. He initiated the open kind of office where everything was open, including his own office.
That's right. That. Good memory, Joe.
Right. He was the guy. And
open space, and all of his employees sit in the open space, and he feeds them and so on.
Yeah. It was really. I was wow. Who was this guy? And he was very, very humble. So here he's been flirting about running for president. Here he is. Give us your thoughts from observing Michael Bloomberg all these years.
Well, I have consistently said, as it relates to Bloomberg, don't sleep on this guy. You can't just throw the tag at him of a billionaire that's just trying to buy his way into office. Because Bloomberg has a record, number one. Number two, most reasonable people, when you get to meet him and talk to him, Joe, as you just concluded, he does come across as a regular guy, as hard as that is to believe, for someone that's worth $54 billion. And I am telling you, this guy has a shot at the nomination. Now, yes, Joe, there are liabilities, there are some issues of concern, but he's got as good a shot as any of the other candidates that are running.
Yeah. I can't imagine Joe Biden is going, bring it on. And I can't imagine what he's feeling. But how do you think it works? So he goes in, he does Mike Bloomberg does a $35 million ad buy.
That's right.
You think people get swayed by these things? Because you got to have more than that, don't you? You have to.
Well, here's what I want you to consider. Except for the other businessman that's in the race, All the Democrats combined haven't spent $35 million on television.
He did with
so,
one day.
So I want you to think about that, Joe. Bloomberg did it with just one day. All candidates, when they come into a race, you've got to introduce yourself before you go on the attack. And his money is one of the reasons why I say that he's no joke. Because Bloomberg is someone, you have a lot of wealthy candidates that will talk about spending money, and then ultimately they don't spend it. Every dime that Bloomberg says he's going to spend, guess what? His history shows he's going to spend it. In his campaigns for mayor, right? The third term was he overturned term limits, right? He was able to overturn the law.
Yeah.
He spent according to the New York Times, $268 million. Think about that for a second. And so all of this talk of Bloomberg can't do it, I've heard this all before. The year was 2001. And so when Bloomberg in his ads claims that he's rebuilt the city of New York from ashes, can anyone deny that? Because after Giuliani, he came in and the city was in serious, serious trouble.
After 9/11.
That's right.
And you have to give Bloomberg credit for example, the construction of the Freedom Tower. Remember, they couldn't do that.
Right.
It took 10
That's
years.
right.
10
That's
years.
right.
It was
That's
ridiculous.
Right.
And
That's
he's the guy that put everybody, and that whole, down this area, down Battery Park.
That's right, Joe. Remember, they couldn't even agree on how to honor those that were killed.
That's right.
As it relates to 9/11.
You're right. I give Mike Bloomberg credit for that.
So I just want to say this to you. Do any of us remember the names Fernando Ferrer, Mark Green?
Yeah, sure.
You remember the names, but one job that they never had was mayor of New York. And that was because of a guy called Mike Bloomberg. Those guys, Ferrer and Green, destroyed each other in the Democratic primary, battling.
Right.
And Bloomberg came in as a candidate who could unite the city and never looked back and went on to 3 terms. I am telling you, I predicted Bloomberg would be mayor the first time. I was right. I predicted Trump would win the presidency. I was right. I am telling you that Michael Bloomberg, forget stop and frisk for a second, forget Me Too and the questions he's going to have to answer. Michael Bloomberg has a strong shot at the Democratic nomination. And once you can get to the general election, anything is possible.
Wow. So I don't think, and this is what I've been saying, and I was on Fox the other day with my friend Neil Caputo, and he says, so what do you think about this? Oh, Bloomberg, Jill Stein's thinking of getting in, and that whole thing. And I'm going like this. I'm going like, this can't, there's no way Mike Bloomberg resonates across the country because you need the panache of a Donald Trump or even Joe Biden has that. People like Joe Biden. Whether you may disagree and say, oh my gosh, he lost it. They like him. And if you meet Mike Bloomberg in person, by all means, he will win you over, and he's a very warm guy. But will it resonate in Nebraska, Iowa?
I'm glad you used the word resonate, Joe, because that's exactly what it requires. And you're right. Biden has that factor a little bit, and certainly President Trump has it. The ability to connect, resonate, and his critics can say whatever they want. He is among the best, that is President Trump, with resonating with Americans. Now, I am telling you that perhaps that's one of Michael Bloomberg's liabilities. That is, until you get to know him on a personal level, he comes across as a little stiff. Some say boring and so on. I am telling you, his money, in terms, look at what he's doing in week 1. In terms of the advertising. So now spread that out over the course of a campaign where he's going to focus on the 12 states for Super Tuesday, including California and Virginia and so on. He already has goodwill in Virginia with the state leaders there and McAuliffe, the former governor.
Frankie says that's why the legislature all went Democratic. It was Bloomberg's money that made that happen.
And that's why Frank Morano is the man, because I am telling you that Frank knows what he's talking about. Bloomberg's money played a major role in the legislature switching after all of these years to go from Republican to Democrat in Virginia. And I'm telling you, this guy, I've been at private functions with him in Los Angeles. And Joe, I'm not saying that it's all about the media, and I'm not saying that it's all about the money, but I want you to think about this for a second. At a party I attended, I went to a party he threw in Los Angeles and in Philadelphia. This guy, what's the big restaurant in L.A.? What, Spago?
Spago, right.
He rented out the entire restaurant for the night. not just a room. He rented out the entire restaurant to showcase and interact with the media. It's not all about the media, but I am telling you, this guy's money can open doors where few candidates have been able to do so. And when Biden says bring it on, do you really think he means that?
Yeah, no, I think they're shaking in their boots.
Yes.
I really do.
He doesn't
with that.
mean it. He doesn't mean it.
Dominic Carter is a political reporter and analyst for Verizon Files TV and RNN. 8:34 with Joe and Dominic talking about Michael Bloomberg. The only thing that scares me, I told this to Frankie, because what he did in Virginia, he also turned the House Democrat. That was apparently, according to Steve Bannon, and this is off of Maria Bartiromo's Sunday Future show. I'm watching this, and I'm watching Steve Bannon. Great interview with Maria and Steve. And again, all politics aside, objectively, Bloomberg went in, put the money in, turned the House around to Democrat. But look at the mess the Democrats now. They're all about impeachment. They won't even step up. They won't step up. It takes, and I said this on Neil's show the other day, it takes President Trump to put opportunity zones in the inner cities of the United States of America. Wasn't on the 56th anniversary or acknowledgement that John F. Kennedy, the reason I was a Democrat for most of my life, watching John F. Kennedy help out civil rights, help out the inner cities. Now Donald Trump's doing it. The Democrats, after Bloomberg puts all that money in, they think about impeaching Donald Trump. Go fix East St. Louis, Illinois, South Chicago, New Orleans, Compton. What are these people thinking?
Joe, I'm smiling because I'm trying to stay calm right now because you're preaching.
Nah, this is the show you can let it loose on, Dominic. Come on.
You're preaching to the choir in terms of I agree 1,000% with everything that you've just said. Now, remember, I'm a kid from the hood of New York City, a kid from the housing projects of New York City, okay? And so I was able to go to college on a scholarship program and so on. So when you say putting money into the inner cities, I say to myself exactly what all it is talk. See, I'm trying not to make it a partisan attack right now. Yeah. But on Democrats, I don't want to say some of the things that President Trump said during the campaign was correct as it relates to inner cities, because it's not politically correct. And Dominic, you're not supposed to agree with some of the things that Republican candidates have said. But guess what? The man told the truth. And guess what, Democrats, get it together.
I know.
You say you care about your base.
I'm going to tick off most of the audience, but Charlie Wrangle.
That's pretty good.
Charlie Joe, Jersey Joe. Charlie, all right. So he skirted some issues with income tax. Charlie really helped, but he really helped build up Harlem. He went in and built up Harlem. And that to me, it's okay. Whatever you're going to do personally, you can't take that away. But that's when the Democrats cared about the communities, I think.
And all politics are supposed to be local. That's the bottom line. If you're not delivering for your constituents, then what are you in office for?
Yeah, so true.
And so you point to Wrangle, but I point
maybe not a good example, but Charlie did help the community out there,
I want to bring it back to Bloomberg because when you talk about inner cities, one of the reasons why Bloomberg was elected mayor is because he reached out to African-American leaders at a time when they felt the city hall was not dealing with them. And
you think Mike Bloomberg is going to resonate with the black community?
I think that he's got as good a shot as anybody. I think that he can at least go into communities of color and make the case. You have a lot of candidates, Joe, that are not even welcomed in certain communities of color.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Hey, so what stories are you covering this week, and where can we see them?
We're focusing on impeachment. You can see them on RNN television, Richard French Live. But I'm a big fan of your show, man. You're the man. And so I listen all the time. I'm a big fan of Frank Moranos as well.
Here we are. Listen, you're welcome here anytime,
thank you. And you guys are really doing your thing here. How long have you been on the air?
We're into our 6th year, if you believe it.
Wow.
I know. It started as a whim with Jerry Crowley. Said we talked, and the morning guy stepped away, and they said, Joe, you want to go in? And my degree is in this, radio, television. I said, I love radio, man, like just having this conversation with you. And you know what? There's a credibility factor here. We have a platform. And they listen, and the folks. Hey, you want to go to Italy with us? Come on, Dominic. We're going. I say that on the air. Let's go to Italy. Boom! We sell out like this, and we're in Italy together. I'm telling you what. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great family here, And what are you doing? You staying local for Thanksgiving? Are you
staying local for Thanksgiving? I'll be here. What are you guys doing? I know we're short on time right now.
No.
What are you guys doing?
Jersey, baby, lasagna, grandma. Boom. That's it.
Really?
Come on. That's it. said, "Oh yeah, man, no turkey in my house. It's all about lasagna. My eggplant lasagna. The turkey doesn't even show up like that."
And what does it taste like? Does it taste like regular lasagna?
Well, my mom's lasagna. I can't eat any other lasagna except my mom's lasagna.
Really?
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
The only thing he actually eats besides French toast and grilled chicken.
They bust my chops because I don't. I taste a little something here.
He crumbles up a brownie, Dominic, and takes a morsel that like an ant would grab for the whole and eats and goes,
But
delicious.
I have to tell you,
I don't know what he's tasting.
Dominic, my mom's lasagna in front of me. Scoff it right down. The whole thing, man. I'll tell you.
Really?
Yes, cheese and everything.
And then when he's done, he goes, "Mom, I'm going downstairs to work out." And he works out for an hour and a half. And no lasagna.
Really? Really?
No, not really.
All right, a half hour.
Kind of.
Yeah.
There's some credence. Hey, Dominic, you're welcome here anytime, man. Be part of the team.
It's
you know
an
what?
honor to be on the show.
No,
Thank you.
it's an honor to have you here, man. I love your spirit and I love your insight to it, and it'd be very interesting to see.
Watch Bloomberg.
Oh man, look at you! Look at you! All right, all
Remember,
right.
save
all
the
right.
tape. Pull this tape up. Watch 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Watch Bloomberg.
Yeah, thank you, Frankie Five Boroughs, for bringing Dominic in. We appreciate it. Dominic Carter right there. And we're going to Big Al Gattullo with the headline news, live and local right here on AM 970, The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970, The Answer.
45 degrees at 8:40. I'm Al Gattullo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Thousands of convicts in New Jersey are getting closer to regaining the right to vote. The state assembly passed Bill A-5823 yesterday, which, if passed, would restore the right to vote to people either convicted of an indictable offense or are either on parole or probation. The yes votes doubled the no's by a tally of 48 to 24, as 8 members did not vote. If enacted, it still would not allow those serving time behind bars the opportunity to vote. Bill sponsor and Democrat Shavonda Sumter said yesterday that this bill would affect 83,000 people and that the right to vote is not a privilege, but a constitutional right. More than half of Americans report avoiding medical care because they can't afford to pay for it. A survey by Health Pocket reveals that 85% of U.S. adults think that health care costs are in general too high, with 78% saying they've been afraid to go to the hospital because of cost. More than 90% of people surveyed said that costs for medical services should be as readily available as food prices are on a menu. Most say, in fact, that given the option, they would compare prices before going to the hospital if those prices were posted online. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers 108-106. Islanders lose to the Ducks 3-0. It's the first time the Isles have lost in regulation since getting beaten by the Carolina Hurricanes way back on October 11th. Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime 3-2, and in Monday Night Football, the Ravens crushed the Rams in Los Angeles 45-6. Stuck in traffic? Debbie Duhame's got the answer.
And good morning, Al, and a shout out to Dominic Carter. I'm a big fan. Let's see what's happening on 4 westbound getting out to our Paramus Road in Paramus. It's an accident over there, guys. We're still seeing delays on the Garden State Parkway North heading up toward the Essex tolls. Northbound New Jersey Turnpike heavy 12 up through 14. And it's stop and go this morning as you head over to the eastbound side of the Gowanus. Still tons of volume heading up toward the Prospect. The Grand Central Parkway east at Kew Gardens, a disabled vehicle, and the FDR Drive north in the 50s. Watch out for a problem there as well. We're still seeing some delays on the Meadowbrook north at Sunrise Highway, a collision there. Earlier problems at the Gothols Bridge cleared. And let's go over to the southbound thruway. Still seeing stop and go traffic getting down toward the Tappan Zee Bridge. 84 East is still closed by exit 5 in Maybrook with an accident investigation. Partly cloudy today, high of almost 60. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Nobody wants to get stuck on the side of the road, especially when it's cold outside. Head down to your local Napa Auto Parts store, where they have antifreeze, washer fluid, ice scrapers, and more, so you can make it through this cold spell with ease. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
There is a battle being fought right here in America. The radical left is trying to silence anyone who disagrees with them. They want to shut you up.
I'm Dennis Prager. There's no more important issue facing America today. If we can't speak freely, we can't be heard.
But one film is fighting back. No Safe Spaces.
Every American should see this.
See No Safe Spaces, only in theaters. Rated PG-13. Go to nosafespaces.com for tickets.
There's an app to save on flights, an app to rent a bike, and an app to help you save for driving safely. The Allstate app gives you real-time driving feedback with DriveWise, giving you the power to lower your insurance cost. In fact, safe drivers can save 40% or more. Connect and save with DriveWise. You're in good hands.
Download the Allstate app today. Savings may vary by state and driving behaviors, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Use of Allstate Mobile with activation of DriveWise required. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Black Friday deals to make your home shine this season start with Lowe's, because we're saving you big on holiday decor and more, like 25% off artificial Christmas trees. Choose from a variety of sizes, tree species, and colors to suit your home and style. Be the hit of the neighborhood by decking out your outdoors with 15% off select in-stock inflatables. And while you're shopping, check off your gift list by picking up a Lowe's gift card. For these Black Friday deals and more, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 11/27 while supplies last. Excludes special order, indoor, outdoor, potted, and porch trees. U.S. only.
Okay, stop the presses. 8:44 with Joe on the radio. I'm going to tell you about Headlight Harness. This is one of my favorite things we talk about on the radio. This is invented by our local New Jersey couple, Marilyn and Peter Pianelli. Great folks. I got the Headlight Harness for Otis, my dog, which is he's a big Bernese Mountain Dog. Fits him so safely. The Headlight Harness has a bright LED light integrated right into the chest of the harness, making your pet highly visible to vehicles, illuminating the path so you don't need a flashlight, and it scares off wild animals. And I'm in the boondocks, and there's wild animals. I could just punch the light on Otis, and he looks like he's got a high beam running around out there, and I don't have to worry about him. And you know this coyote out where I am? Do you believe that? Yeah. So the Headlight Harness keeps Otis safe. Not only that, if I have Charlie in the car, or the kids in the car, I make sure you have to secure the pet in New Jersey, which is a smart thing to do anyway. Headlight Harness safely secures the pets in the vehicle. It's quick, it's easy, and you can avoid those tickets, because you're supposed to secure your pet. But what I love about the Headlight Harness, it's not a choke design. It's a no choke, no pull design. And for Otis, for the size that he is, it fits safely. I put the Headlight Harness on Otis, and he didn't even react, didn't even feel it. He went right down. He was going to take a nap, put the Headlight Harness on. Now, today only, you can get 25% off any product on the entire site. That's today only. Headlightharness.com. This is a great gift. I gave one to my sister Carol for her dog, and it was great. And they use it all the time. And by the way, you can get the leash, you get the Headlight Harness, you could customize it. The leash is like a reflective tape on it, and then the harness has the integrated light on it. You please use the promo code AM970. You get 25% off the product on any site. Headlightharness.com. Promo code AM970. If you want to call, 800-597-0181. 800-597-0181 or headlightharness.com. Promo code AM970.
Kevin McCullough Radio. Breaking news. What it means. Why it matters. Afternoons at 5 on AM 970. The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
On the radio, it's 8:47 on this Tuesday. What's going on? Who do we got coming in? Yes,
Mike Gallagher.
Like that. Oh, it's Mike Gallagher in person. How are you? Did you hear the plug? On Fox News?
No. On Fox News?
Excuse me.
Wow.
On America's Newsroom with Sandra Smith. I was with Sandra Smith and Bill Hammer. So I'm here, and they go, Joe, political correctness. They say,
yes.
Joe, you have to be politically correct. And I go, I am on a network that has, and I said Dennis Prager, Seb Gorka, Mike Gallagher. Wow. I said it right there.
On Fox News.
They bleeped you out, though. They don't let your name be mentioned there anymore.
Yeah, I'm Voldemort. I'm the name that shall not be named.
And then I saw Dr. Gorka in your seat yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you on Twitter, the two of you, and he said he tweeted with you, and you had your fedora on. He said he thinks he's Italian. Yeah, he's Italian. Look at you, looking like $1 million today.
My oldest suit. I'm going to wear this more often,
I like those gray
man.
shoes and the gray socks.
I'll have to show you the shoes online. This reminds me of my mother, because these are 1930 shoes, are they not?
Nice.
When they were.
I think I wore those when I played Nicely in Guys and Dolls. I think those are right out of.
When is your Dallas play coming? You have
next summer. Next summer, I'm going to play Pseudolus in A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum in August, and then I'm going to play Daddy Warbucks in a production of Annie the next month in South Carolina.
This is great.
Got to get the head shaved again.
What you get?
Al, you know.
Come on, man. The bald look is good. Ladies like the bald look.
Oh, yeah. I look like Jabba the Hutt. I look like a demented Jabba the Hutt.
We were talking about your restaurant reservations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This will be $1,500 per egg.
Oh.
Because, it's going to be the most expensive breakfast because they're going to cancel the balloons, they're saying.
Right.
Who cancels the balloons?
Well, the wind.
Oh, the wind.
Wait. No, tell if you're listening, Mike walked into the studio after the show yesterday, and he had this attitude. And I said, "What happened? What happened? Is it more impeachment stuff?" He goes, "No, you're bringing the whole."
I got some family coming into town, and they want to see the Thanksgiving Day parade, but of course the princesses don't want to be outside. So I go to my trusty American Express Centurion.
Yeah, look at you.
That's a good service to have. The concierge, they find hard to get
I'll
stuff.
talk to my ex-wife, see if I'm allowed to have one of those cards.
She has yours. She probably has one. I guarantee you got one, and she's using it. So I call and say, "Can we get in?" Sure. We got this great place, Central Park South, restaurant, private table. Now it is 3 arms and 2 legs. It's so expensive, but you're inside a restaurant. It's warm.
You're right there.
Bird's eye view of the parade. You see the balloons are coming right down.
And no balloons.
And now there's not going to be any balloons.
People.
Look, and people too. Well, that's the other thing. I'm convinced that we'll be behind a wall of people too, which will make it even worse. I'm going to be so annoyed tomorrow. I mean, things happen to me that don't happen to anybody else. When's the last time you got on a train and the train didn't work? Amtrak. Now, honest to goodness, that never happens. I had to go to Philadelphia for a memorial service. God rest her soul, a beautiful woman who was a big donor to the Fallen Officer Fund that we do, the Gallagher's Heroes.
Yeah.
And Pina Templeton, her and her husband, Jack Templeton, they were dear angels and big donors. So they had a big memorial service for her at the Union League in Philly on Sunday. So I take the train. On the train, sitting there, supposed to leave like at 12:05. It's 12:15, 12:20. The garbled message, and this is the
Mass Transit.
Oh,
no, this is Amtrak.
Amtrak, yeah. And finally they say, "We have an engine problem on the train, and we'll be moving here in a half hour." I mean, it was like 45 minutes late. I thought the train's never malfunction. Planes do all the time, but not trains.
Did you go to somebody and say, "Do you know who I am?"
Didn't work. I said, "I know Joe Piscopo."
Did you get there?
I got there, with 20 minutes to spare.
Oh, you made it though.
You made it. So anyhow, that's my kind of luck. But listen, I'll be with some family this week. I'm excited about that. Seeing that we're doing the Rockettes.
But you got
have
to report
show.
back to see what happens after Thanksgiving. The one thing I'm worried about.
Well, you'll know if they cancel the balloons. I will have paid the most ridiculous amount of money for food.
But aren't there? We're saying they have and you're right, Al. They have people. The people are on floats.
Yeah, you can see Santa.
They've got the floats.
Yeah, they got the floats.
Cares?
The whole point is to see the balloons. That's the whole
point of the parade.
Mike wants to put the family on the balloons and have them float away.
No
That's
kidding.
It, right.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
by the end of the holidays.
I think alike.
No. You have no idea. We got stuff coming. My stomach is in knots.
People.
Do you talk about this on your show today? Can you do?
I don't know.
You got to talk about it.
We got some good
news.
news.
Who was the guy you had killed yesterday? I'm coming out of the bathroom. I hear you. Something about Joel Osteen or something. He said, killed something. You were in hysterics.
I had Joel Osteen.
Yeah, you had no. You had a caller on, and the guy was like nuts.
Oh, he had a goofy call. Lance does that. My producer, I don't know about Frank and Frankie Five Boroughs and your team, but about every 10th caller, they put somebody in who's right out of the mental ward.
Yeah,
and I don't understand.
But it makes for great radio.
Makes for good radio because I'm trying to figure it out.
But it's so funny. You leave right from here, and then we listen to you, and you're in the hallway. You're all throughout, but you go right into the politics.
Oh,
talk about. Do me a favor today. Maybe I love the human interest stuff. I love when you talk about this, and you on a Disney cruise. That's gold.
Well, it's going to be. Yeah.
Family.
Listen, and this is we put the dis in function. So the Gallagher family, I see your pictures. I see your handsome kid playing the guitar. I saw the video of you. I mean, my kids, it's so bad. We are like one step away from an episode of the Forensic Files. I mean, Lord only knows what this is going to turn into. I mean, one of the sons, I haven't talked to one of them in 5 years. He's going to show up. I don't know. He hates me. I'm not real fond of him.
Will you do that on your national show today?
I don't.
Mike Gallagher, 10:05. You don't want to miss it.
This
is the guy. I love you too, Mike. Happy Thanksgiving right now. Debbie's out there looking.
I
Debbie,
love when Mike does that. So funny.
It's the best. Debbie, how we doing out there? 8:53. Debbie's Other Roads on AM 970. The Answer.
And I love hearing Mike Gallagher sing, too. He has such a wonderful voice. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Mike. And let's see what's happening, guys, on 9 southbound getting down through Wappingers Falls. It's an accident over there. 84 East still closed getting out toward exit 5 in Maybrook. It's an accident investigation. This one involves an overturned tractor-trailer. The ramps from 17 to 84 still blocked over Middletown because of that problem. Inbound GWB 40 to the upper, 20 to the lower. Lincoln 30 in. Holland 30 in from the Turnpike, 45 from 1 and 9. 29. It's still tough on 4 westbound getting out toward Paramus. An accident there. 287 south down by exit 12 into Franklin Township. A crash as well. It's stop and go on the Grand Central Parkway east at Kew Gardens with a stalled car in the way. FDR Drive north up through the 50s. A crash there to contend with. It's still busy cross Bronx West getting right out toward 3rd Avenue. Meadowbrook north at Sunrise Highway. An accident as well. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
See, Mike agrees with me, right, Mike? Mike, you give this. Thank you. Give this to your most liberal friends, the noble coin, right? Thank you, Mike Gallagher. By the way, it was Mike and I that actually predicted that the president would win. You know, when it was late in November 16. I remember I was down in Florida. I said, this guy's going to win, and Frankie knew it as well. So lo and behold, President Trump is president of the United States. Now you could celebrate. You could celebrate that, or you could really irritate your liberal friends and buy this beautiful noble gold new President Trump Commander-in-Chief coin for your friend. And, you know, just kind of do it in an amicable way. Say, I love you, even though you may not agree with me politically. I love you. Look at this beautiful silver coin. 1 ounce coin. I hold it in my hand right now, George, if you would go in on close on that, if you would. Features President Trump with his hand over his heart and the American flag flying in the background, and you see it right there. You can see it right there. There's President Trump. I'm showing it on YouTube and on Facebook. And as you turn it around, you could say, it says on the back, we will make America strong again, proud again, safe again. We will make America great again. So no matter what your political beliefs, this is a beautiful piece of artwork, noble gold, and they're giving you a special offer if you use the promo code Piscopo to receive $10 off and a free collector's case, that's great. More information, look, just go to TrumpCoin2020.com, please. TrumpCoin2020.com. Use the code Piscopo for $10 off the new Trump Commander-in-Chief coin, plus a new collector's case to display this beautiful, beautiful silver commemorative coin. The offer is valid for a limited time. Please don't wait. Go to TrumpCoin2020.com. Code Piscopo.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Toyota.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. Over the last few months, my fellow Salem talk show hosts and I have been speaking across the country at the War for America's Soul Tour. Thousands of people have attended these sold-out events. We discussed the attacks against our Constitution, radical socialism, open borders, and other matters affecting the U.S. of A. You need to hear the truth about what's at stake ahead of our next election. You can now watch the events on demand or even buy the DVD. Just go to WatchSalemMedia.com. WatchSalemMedia.com. That's WatchSalemMedia.com.
Joe on the radio telling you about Connors and Sullivan. Mike Connors appearing live December 2nd, Monday, at the Greenhouse Cafe right there on 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn. 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. Mike Connors live. He will answer all of your questions. Then, Thursday, December 5th, at the Adria. It's right there on Northern Boulevard in Bayside, Queens. 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. Mike will answer your questions about a will, a trust, power of attorney, healthcare proxy, living will, an estate plan. And now, if you can't make these live seminars, these free live seminars from Mike Connors, please call Connors and Sullivan. Lisa's standing by. Bridget is there. Kelly, Rose, Justin, the spectacular team. Beth, Mike's wife, is there. 718-238-6500. It's what I did. If you have any question about your financial legacy, anything like that, you've got to call Mike Connors. You'll get a free office appointment. 718-238-6500. Mike always says the biggest mistake when it comes to estate planning is not planning at all. Hey, Joe Lundberg, how we doing, Joey, going into the Thanksgiving Day?
Going to be sunny today. Temperatures upper 50s to near 60.
Wow.
Clouds tomorrow. Some showers around. Temperatures mid-50s. Very windy Thanksgiving Day. Clouds and sun at near 50. Those winds could gust to 45, 50 miles per hour Thursday.
We could deal with that. And balance in nature, Joey.
It's a good forecast. It's low today.
I could breathe. Thank you, Joe. Thanks, Joe Lundberg right there. Commissioner Bernard Kerik coming up. Dr. Lauren Wright. Scott LoBaido will bring in a statue of Mother Cabrini. This is what we're hearing. The patriotic artist, Scott LoBaido. But Bernard Kerik coming up right off of the 9 o'clock hour. We're rolling in. Al's got the local news. We're going to go to the network news. Then we're back with the commissioner. Joe Piscopo, live with Frankie Five Boroughs Morano, Al Gattulo, and Debbie Duhame. We are coming to you live from the greatest city in the world.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
47 degrees at 8:59. I'm Al Gattullo with local news first. Here's what's going on. A person is dead after jumping from the roof of a public housing building in the South Bronx. Happened around 3:15 yesterday at NYCHA's St. Mary's Parks complex. Police say the person died at the scene after leaping from one of the Westchester Avenue buildings. Suffolk County will be ramping up road patrols during the upcoming holidays. County Executive Steve Ballone, Police Commissioner Geraldine Hart will be at the 4th Precinct in Smithtown today at 10 a.m. to announce that upgraded enforcement efforts will be in effect throughout the season. Officials say among the slated moves are high-visibility checkpoints who will be targeting drivers who are either intoxicated or distracted. A partnership with the Lyft ride-sharing company is also to be announced in order to provide discount rides to residents seeking a safe ride home. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers, Islanders lose to the Ducks, Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime. Monday Night Football, Ravens crush the Rams. You now know what's going on. I'm Al Gattullo, AM 970, The Answer.
From the studios of AM 970, The Answer, on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump calls it a phenomenal trade pact between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. And he says it's jeopardized by House Speaker Pelosi's inability or unwillingness to bring it to a vote. In the Senate, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell tells colleagues that business leaders everywhere want the agreement ratified ASAP.
I hear from everybody, from family farming operations to mid-sized manufacturers to Fortune 500 firms like UPS and Toyota that employ thousands and thousands in my state.
McConnell says Democrats are endangering continued U.S. economic growth by obsessing on impeachment instead of ratifying the USMCA trade pact. Albania is reeling after a powerful earthquake killed at least 14 people, injured several hundred others, and caused widespread destruction.
The magnitude 6.4 quake, which struck early, had an epicenter 19 miles northwest of the capital, Tirana, at a depth of 12 miles. Albania's president says the situation closest to the epicenter is very dramatic, and all efforts are being done to take people out of ruined buildings. Meanwhile, the defense ministry says a number of bodies have been found in the rubble. Experts say the quake would have been felt by around 10 million people in Italy, North Macedonia, Greece and Bulgaria, as well as Albania. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Gusty winds fanning a wildfire that's burning in Santa Barbara County, California.
In Montecito, they recorded 55-mile-an-hour down canyon winds. As it came down this canyon, it also created spot fires that were jumping up to a mile ahead of it.
Mike Eliason with the Santa Barbara County Fire Department talking with KEYT-TV. He says a cave fire, as it's called, has prompted some evacuations. On Wall Street, Dow futures up 23 points. S&P futures ahead a fraction. NASDAQ futures up 3 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance.
Most people in today's economy are taking a roller coaster ride with their investments. With Vantage Point software, you can remove that dynamic from your investment strategy once and for all. Vantage Point has spent the last 3 decades perfecting an artificial intelligence process that you can put to use today to take advantage of market fluctuations and make money no matter which way the market moves. Vantage Point software analyzes massive quantities of data all around the world in seconds, so you get the information you need to make the right decisions to optimize your profits. Vantage Point is making its exclusive market forecast process available to you for free when you text MONEY to 411-411. That's MONEY to 411-411. We'll send you a link to your free market forecast so you take back control of your financial future. Text MONEY to 411-411.
Go to VantagePointSoftware.com for terms, conditions, and privacy policy.
Joe Piscopo here, coming to you from the smartwaytobuy.com studios. If you look around these days, everything is getting smarter. Smartphones, smart TVs, even smart refrigerators. Well, now, after 100 years of the same old dumb way of buying cars, there's the smart way to buy a car. Just go to thesmartwaytobuy.com and see how easy they've made it. With really smart things like the Smart Way to Buy's 110% low price guarantee that ensures you are getting the best price for your next used vehicle. Need a car for commuting to work? Do you have a teenager looking for the first car? Well, then you should definitely visit the smartwaytobuy.com. It's your go-to place for the widest selection of used cars in New Jersey. Plus, every vehicle comes with a 5-day, 500-mile exchange policy, so you can't lose. Now that's smart. The Smart Way to Buy, only at the smartwaytobuy.com. buy.com. That's the smart way to buy.com. Anything else just wouldn't be smart.
Save big every week at Modell's. Visit your local store for special unadvertised deals. Shop all kinds of styles from brands you love like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Champion, Unipro, and much more. Are you an athlete and gearing up for the season? We've got you covered for every sport. Whether it's your first time playing or you're a seasoned veteran, Modell's is the place to go. But wait, what about professional sports? Don't worry, we've got that too. Whether you're the casual or diehard sports fan, we've got jerseys, tees, hats, and much more. You gotta go to Moe's.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Alternate side parking rules are in effect. Problems on the Meadowbrook North at Sunrise Highway with an accident. Southern State West at Straight Path, accident cleared. It's kind of busy on the LIE westbound, getting up through Casino Boulevard, then slowing down by the BQE and getting in toward the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Grand Central Parkway East at Kew Gardens, a stalled vehicle. And the northbound FDR Drive in the 50s, a collision there. 4 westbound in Paramus, an accident. 84 East in Maybrook. It's an accident investigation. Sponsored by Sylvania Automotive. It's that time of year again, headlight savings time. When the nights get darker and you need a fresh pair of headlights that are up to the task. Can't remember the last time you replaced your headlight bulbs? Well, now is the time. Visit headlightsavingstime.com to find your perfect bulb. Partly cloudy today, high of almost 60. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano with news guy Al Gottulo and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
And AM 970, The Answer, the flagship station of Salem Media, New York, New York. 50,000 watts screaming at you out of New York and around the country and around the world on AM 970, TheAnswer.com with Frankie Morano and Al Gottulo and Debbie Duhame. Thank you very much. I see the tweets. I see Janet D'Elia says, happy birthday. A shout out to her mom. Turns 90. Dorothy D'Elia, happy birthday. 90 years young today. How about that? And Janet, thanks for being such a dedicated listener. And then I've got another. This is a great tweet from Joanna on Twitter. And as I'm about to bring Commissioner Bernard Kerik to the airwaves, she says, Joe, I think your chair should be given to your guest today. And if you're listening, I got the new chair. Jerry finally got me a new chair. And indeed, Commissioner Kerik, after all that he's been doing, especially during the last couple of weeks in regards to Eddie Gallagher, deserves the chair. He's phoning in. But when you come in, Commissioner, apparently the listeners are saying, give the chair to Bernie Kerik, man. How you doing, Bernie? And good morning to you, my friend.
I'm good, Joe. How are you?
Well, listen, I'm talking to now, Commissioner, and I've known you many years, and we're like friends and everything. And now I'm talking to one of the most powerful cats in the country. I'm telling you, Bernie, oh, my gosh, give us the breakdown if you would. Let me say, Commissioner, let's make it like, okay, we're doing a news talk show here, Bernie, you know? And we'll put all the friendships aside. Did you talk to the president about Eddie Gallagher? Everything that you put in play when you brought the legal team in for Eddie Gallagher is coming to fruition. And then after that, I got a couple favors I'd like to ask of you, Godfather, if you don't mind.
Well, listen, I can't say, the legal team and I were talking about this the other day. When I wrote an article about Eddie Gallagher in December of last year, just about a year ago.
Yeah.
And never did I think, and at that time I didn't know him, I didn't know his wife, I didn't know his brother, I knew no one other than what I had read in the news, and I was concerned about it. I thought it was wrong what they were doing to him. Never at that point did I think that article that I wrote would eventually lead to something that happened over the weekend, which was, in my opinion, tragic. It should not have happened. I feel bad that the secretary had to be removed, but I will say, Joe, that it was absolutely the right decision on behalf of the president. This is a case that from the very beginning was corrupt. It was an unethical and people engaged in unethical and criminal conduct in an attempt to torture, harass, target a 20-year Navy veteran with 8 combat tours, a highly decorated veteran. And in the end, you have, the Navy Secretary, Admiral Cullen Green, Admiral Rosenblum. These people, one step after another, just would not let justice take its course, and did everything in their power to destroy this man. And the president saw through it. I have to give an enormous amount of credit to Mark Mukasey and Tim Parlatore, the legal team, the lawyers involved. There were other lawyers involved too, but these guys led the way. In the end, Eddie will be retiring in 4 days, as the president says, and as the Secretary of Defense has now said, peacefully, and let him move on and live with his family and go on with his life.
And he's keeping the Trident, the Navy SEALs Trident. He gets to keep that as well.
Yes, sir. He's keeping the Trident, too.
So walk us through, if you would briefly, Commissioner, how you got the legal team together. And I know you're humble in that regard, but you did put the legal team together for Eddie Gallagher. And then after the case goes away, why did the Navy keep pursuing this, Bernie?
Well, in the beginning, I had learned about the case through social media. Somebody sent me an article about it. I did some research. I wrote my own piece in Newsmax back in December of last year, I think December 3rd. And over the next month or two, I got to know Andrea Gallagher, Eddie's wife, and his brother, Sean.
Yeah, great
and
folks.
I came to realize that the legal team that they had in place wasn't doing what they should have been doing. Eddie Gallagher was in pretrial detention at the time with no justification. The military didn't have the justification to keep him there. There were no motions to get him out. There was a lot of stuff that the legal team should have been doing, could have been doing, was not doing. And I finally called Andrea, I guess, back in February of last year, and I said, look, I have to tell you, your legal team is terrible, and I think you need to find new lawyers, or this guy's going to go to prison for the rest of his life. So I recommended they talk to Tim Parlatore. Within 2 weeks, 3 weeks after that, I got Mark Mukasey to come on.
Yeah.
Mark saw all about the case in the news, was talking to me about it. I told him I was involved, got him involved. And then from that point on, we pretty much, the three of us, packed up our stuff, as you recall, went to San Diego.
Yep.
I was there for 9 weeks.
Man.
And worked prior to, and then sat through the 3-week trial. And in conclusion, Eddie, in conclusion, we determined and exposed the Navy for being corrupt, being engaged in unethical and criminal conduct. They basically eavesdropped in our emails, which is illegal. They put a tracking beacon on our emails to determine who we were talking to and where we were sending our emails and who we were forwarding them to. That's something you go to jail for.
Yeah.
And today, none of those prosecutors have yet to be held accountable.
Wow.
We put, the government put the star witness on the stand, their star witness, who they had questioned 7 different times, and never, not once, did they ask him who killed the terrorist. 7 times they talked to him.
Yeah.
They put him on the stand. We asked him who killed the terrorist, and he admitted that he did, not Eddie Gallagher. And at that point, under any other circumstance, Joe, in any other court in the land, the case would have been thrown out. But the Navy, no, we're moving forward. And at the end, Eddie was acquitted of all charges with the exception of taking a photo with a dead terrorist detainee with 10 other service members, including his superior lieutenant. Well, at that point, you would think, okay, it's over. It's got to be over. No, they wanted Eddie demoted. They wanted basically Eddie destroyed. They never charged any of the 10 other guys in the photo with an administrative charge, with criminal charges. They tried to take his rank. The president intervened. The president had to intervene 3 times. 1, to get him out of solitary confinement. 2, after the trial, after the Navy guys, the prosecutors engaged in this unethical and criminal conduct, the Navy gave them Navy service medals, achievement medals. And the president reversed them, basically saying, you guys are bad guys. You didn't do a good job. You did a bad job, and now you're being awarded these medals.
Yeah.
The president took them back. Then they demoted Eddie. They demoted him again. He had already been demoted, lost the Silver Star, and lost a coveted teaching position. They demoted him again. So the president reversed that. In 3 days after the president reversed his demotion, 3 days, the Admiral Green calls him in and tells him, oh, now you're going before the Trident Review Board, and we're going to pull you out of the Navy SEALs 10 days before he retires.
Wow. So I
think the president, the president had enough. Like, enough. What are you doing? You could use some common sense.
It's so true. Bernie, we're watching a breaking story 9:15 right now with Bernard Kerik with Piscopo on AM 970. The Answer: airspace violation reported in Washington, D.C. Fighter jets have been scrambled. Law enforcement officials tell, this is from NBC News, take it for what it's worth, but I'm seeing it on all the news now. It looks like the White House is on lockdown, and we'll keep you posted on all of that. What a crazy time. Bernard Kerik, may I ask you, and if you can't answer it, I understand. You made a couple calls to your friend Donald J. Trump. Maybe he called you, a little conversation back and forth. Can we reveal that on the air, Bernie?
No. 100% no, Joe.
I know.
And
you're not even Italian. You don't talk. I love that about you, man.
No, but listen.
Yes, sir.
And I'm dead serious.
Yes, sir.
And this is really important because the press, the CBS, NBC, especially CNN, they have consistently written about me and Mark Mukasey being friends with the president, knowing the president, and we, behind the scenes, were going to the president. 100% false. We never went to the president. We never spoke to the president.
Wow.
The whole focus of the case came to light when we had Eddie go on Fox News, when Pete Hegseth on Fox News brought the case to light, talked about the injustices, talked about the unethical and criminal conduct in the case, and then the national media promoted basically all the stuff that was going on. The medic that admitted he killed the terrorist, all that stuff. The president watched this stuff, and he was outraged, as he should have been, and he took action. So I give the president an enormous amount of credit. The shame of this, Joe, is the president should have never had to get involved.
Yeah, you're right.
We should have had leadership in the Navy SEALs. We should have leadership in special operations, whether it's the Army or any of these other armed forces, that basically looks out for their guys and doesn't try to destroy them for political reasons. And in this case, that's what was going on.
What can you tell us about those other military pardons that were issued a couple of weeks ago, Commissioner?
Well, you have Clint Lawrence, who spent 7 years, I think, 7 years out of a 20-year term, involved in a shooting in Iraq or Afghanistan, and then you had Matt Goldstein, who was charged with killing a bomb maker, a terrorist bomb maker that he admitted to, was investigated almost 10 years ago, and then they come back and charge him again when they have new commanders. Here's the problem, Joe. When you're in the enlisted rank of the military, and you're a war fighter, you go out. What you do is you focus on doing your job. Your job. You have to do bad things to bad people. You're going out and you're killing the enemy, and you have officers that could be phenomenal officers until they get up to the rank of 1-star general. From that point forward, it's all political. These are political appointments, 1-star and up. Once they get to that position. And the presidents have to get involved, and Senate has to get involved, and all that other stuff. These guys change.
Yeah.
And they're too busy worried about their careers and worried about their futures that they're not paying attention to the men and women under them. And you have, Captain Colin Green, who's the commander of WARCOM. He should be removed and told to go home and retire.
Wow.
Captain Rosenblum, who was the Commodore of the U.S. Navy SEALs. This amazes me. This guy is now the ethics officer somehow in the Navy SEALs. This guy oversaw this whole corrupt criminal investigation that was, where these guys were engaging in criminal conduct, the prosecutors, and he's overseeing some ethics stuff now. These guys have to go.
Yeah.
They've got to go. They can't stay in the positions they're in.
And Commissioner, it was great to be with you at dinner in Jersey, and then we met Eddie and his wife and the brother and the other SEALs and a great team. So, I mean, I was going to say congratulations, but it's not that. Thanks for doing the right thing, I think is the proper thing to say, Commissioner. Bernie.
Joe, I'm just glad it's over for Eddie. I was on the phone with him late last night. He's going to fly home tomorrow for Thanksgiving for a day or two. Then he's going back to San Diego, and he's basically going to check out, pack up his stuff, and he'll be out of the Navy on November 30th. He's got 4 days to go. Hopefully, Admiral Green and his subcommanders will, just leave him alone for the next 3 or 4 days and let him get out.
Yeah, Commissioner, happy Thanksgiving, Bernie, to you and your family. Send in love, Commissioner. I always appreciate you jumping on the show with us, Bernie. God bless it, and
thanks, Joe.
Have a great holiday. Thank you. Commissioner Bernard Kerik right there with Piscopo in the morning, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. We'll go to traffic, and then we'll see what's happening in the White House. Apparently everything's okay. Capitol building on lockdown. Unidentified aircraft enters restricted airspace. Anything else, Frankie, we're learning from
That's
this?
it. There are evacuations in D.C. and fighter jets are scrambling. The White House is currently on lockdown.
All right, we'll follow that story for you. We'll check locally traffic with Debbie Duhame at 20 after 9 on AM 970, The Answer.
Thank you, Joe. Let's go to 84 East. It's still closed by exit 5 in Maybrook. It's an accident involving a couple of tractor trailers. It's been out there all morning. As a result, the ramps from 17 to 84 in Middletown remain closed. Watch for delays as well on 287 South, exit 52 into Riverdale. It's construction getting down past Wanacue. Inbound GWB 45 to the upper, better to the lower. Lincoln 30. Holland still about 30 in from both approaches. Traffic is moving pretty slowly for you as you head to the eastbound side of the Gowanus, getting up through the Prospect. Eastbound BQE solid up by the Brooklyn Bridge. And traffic is still moving slowly on the Staten Island Expressway eastbound 440 out through the Verrazano. It's kind of busy at the Whitestone Bridge heading into Queens. LIE heading west at Crooked Hill Road. Watch for an accident. Volume on the LIE west out toward the BQE and in toward the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Partly cloudy today, high of almost 60. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Hello, Joe on the radio. Are you going to Italy with us? Are you going to Italy? You got to go to Italy this time. We had such a great time. My family, I was talking to our boss, Jerry Crowley, about this yesterday, how it was great on the plane. We went out. And Mimi she wrote these children books, and I gave the children's book to Charlie, who she absolutely loved it. Thank you, Mimi, for that. And my buddy Joey from Brooklyn we're just like Bernadette and Guy. We're all friends. So we want to do. There were so many people that wanted to go to Italy, couldn't go because we were sold out. This next trip, Eastern Rome, it's going so fast. You got to jump on it if you would. All right, here's the number, 800-431-1515. I want to go to Italy with Joey and Steve Perillo. Make it happen, baby. You called Janice over there. My mom called Janice, and they had a great chat. And we're all going over to Italy. We would love for you to join us. Good Friday, Easter Sunday in Rome, with a Mass on Easter Sunday. You know how special that is, right? And the first of our 5 intimate group dinners will take place in Rome with a special performance by Mr. Perillo at the piano and Mr. Piscopo performing for you personally in Rome, Italy. I get excited because this is an exciting thing. Now we venture to Assisi, that's the hill town in the Umbria region. The next phase of our trip will be spent in the Tuscan countryside, where we will take daily excursions to historic areas like Siena, Pisa, Florence, Cinque Terre, just to name a few. You're going to love this trip. You're going to love everything about Perillo. We love you. We love you. We want you to go with us. It's selling out so quickly. I can't even tell you how. And thank you for those of you that are going. We are so excited that you're going. If you haven't gone before, now is your chance. 800-431-1515.
15 or go to, please, PerilloTours.com.
It's becoming a holiday favorite. There's only one gift to give. You can't buy it off the shelf or even order it online. It can't be returned or regifted. And there are no lines to wait in. That one gift? Thanksgiving. Yeah, a gift from the heart that blesses others and changes you. This year, generously, lavishly, overindulge in Thanksgiving. You'll be surprised at the gift you receive as well. Giving thanks with you and for you. AM 970, The Answer.
The chilly weather is here and the holidays are just around the corner. And as the days get shorter, it may feel like you have no time to finish those lingering home projects on your to-do list. Luckily, Home Advisor can give you a hand so you can sit back and enjoy the holiday cheer. From minor repairs to major remodels, Home Advisor will connect you with top-rated pros in your area who can help with any home project, from painting and plumbing to furnace repair and even hanging up those holiday lights. The pros have been reviewed by your neighbors so you can see what others thought of their work. And if you're not sure how much your project should cost, get multiple quotes from pros and use Home Advisor's project cost guide to see what others paid for similar projects. And to top it all off, you can book appointments online. No more phone tag. Home Advisor makes it beyond easy, so get your projects done now before the holiday rush. To find the right pro at a fair price, just ask Home Advisor. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free award-winning Home Advisor app today. homeadvisor.com.
Hey, that's Mike Gallagher. He's on at 10:05 at AM 970, The Answer. I want to tell you about Capalbo's gift baskets. You know, I've sent Capalbo so many times. I have copy. They give me the copy to read, to tell you, as you're watching on YouTube and on Facebook and listening on AM 970, The Answer. I tell you, I go to Capalbo's. I order. When Anthony Pope earlier, he's my personal attorney, great guy. I send him to Capalbo's, and then I get the gift ribbon that says Anthony Pope on the side. It's so great. You can get anything you want. Capalbo's is family-owned. They have the best gift baskets. These towers are legendary. Now, this is my neck of the woods. This is my neighborhood. We love Capalbo's. They are right there for 350 Allwood Road in Clifton, New Jersey. They've been there 110 years. My whole life I heard about Capalbo's, so I'm excited that Capalbo's kind enough to jump on the Piscopo show so I can tell you. This is how you get the best gift basket, fresh, 100% guaranteed, and how you can make those towers. Ask them about the towers. You could call and say, I heard you on Piscopo. What can you do for me, all right? And the Capalbos are standing by for you as I speak. You can go to capalbosonline.com. I've done that, too. You got to use the promo code Joe970. I've used that. You know why? Because you get 10%. And you know what else? I like a discount. You get a discount when you use Joe970 at capalbosonline.com. You can also call 800-252-6262. It's 800-252-6262. I want you to experience these amazing gift baskets and those towers. So please use the code Joe970 at checkout and save 10% off your order. Capalbosonline.com or 800-252-6262. This Christmas, send the best. Send Capalbos.
Did you listen to our podcasts? Hear them now on our website at am970theanswer.com.
Portions of this show sponsored by Hudson Honda.
We're good now with no lockdown. The lockdown's okay. They're
Lifted.
55 boroughs.
Lockdown
We're good.
lifted.
There was a lockdown. A little private plane got into the airspace of the White House.
We're trying to get more details, but looks like everything's okay.
Okay, all right.
Thankfully.
And everything's all right. Yeah, thank goodness. Dr. Lauren Wright, we've had on before. We asked her to come back. Associate Research Scholar, lecturer in politics and public affairs at Princeton University. I say, author of Star Power, American Democracy in the Age of the Celebrity Candidate. So nice to see you again, Doctor.
Oh, thank you for having me back.
Well, thanks for coming back. Great watch. I'm looking at the watch.
Thank you. It was my dad's. It's old. Yep, I know. Yep, it's a special watch. And even though it often doesn't run anymore, I still wear it every day because it's good luck and it, keeps.
I noticed it. I said immediately that you're wearing your father's watch. How great is that?
Yep. I know. There you go.
And I asked you this before. You got into Princeton. I said this is Rick Klein. Rick's the political director of ABC News. He goes from Long Island to Princeton University. And they would allow me in the library because I used to live down by Plainsboro. You know that little town?
Of course they would. They'd love to have you.
That was it. Just the library. But to get in, when you got accepted to Princeton, I mean, really.
Well, I teach there. I don't think I would have gotten in.
Oh, you didn't go to there.
I probably would not have been accepted.
But to teach there, I mean, really, huh?
Yeah. Yes, it's great. Thank you.
And it's not really liberal. Everything's liberal, anti-president.
That's what everyone thinks, but the Ivy League is very conservative in some ways.
Really?
And liberal in others. And my students have all sorts of political views. They really do. So there you go.
Very interesting. I heard they even have a conservative club down there in Princeton. Is that right?
They do. Yeah. Yep. They have a lot of conservative students. They do.
Yeah. So what are we learning about the impeachment? What goes on now? Does it look like? I see when the president. This is what I like about the president. He goes on Fox News and he goes, go ahead, impeach, because then I'm going to do a trial in the Senate. Of course, as a news geek, and I love the drama of it all, I would love to see the trial. But it goes, first of all, it's got to be passed through the Judiciary Committee in the House. Mm-hmm. Tell us the steps.
And then the full House vote. Right. So the Judiciary Committee right now is deciding, I think, whether to bring Don McGahn now back in after this court ruling, and they will craft these articles, and then they'll go to the House floor for a full vote, and then he will likely be impeached in the House, and then it will go to the Senate. And the drama, that's a perfect word that you used, because I think everyone is sort of imagining that, I've heard this media narrative of, let's see which Republican senators will flip, and it's going to take 20, but maybe there'll be some kind of coalition to change their minds. But really, what's probably going to happen is exactly what we think, which is a straight party line vote, and the president's probably not going anywhere. And I use that word very specifically. I mean, that's the most likely outcome.
And I'm hearing a lot of the folks that are in those swing kind of states are not going to go. Democrats are not going to go along with impeachment because they narrowly won. And there was one a gal who's not going to vote against it. But you think that it'll probably go through, even with the threat of if there's a trial and it's in the Senate. And Doctor, correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to bring in Adam Schiff. They'll bring in Joe Biden. They'll bring in Hunter Biden.
Whoever they want. And that's a great point. They will have their own witnesses, and it will be the Senate's show at that point, Mitch McConnell's show.
Does that scare, politically speaking, or just in your overview, astute take of this, does that scare Adam Schiff, do you think, or he just is so heck-bent on impeaching, he'll do it? He's going to do it anyway?
I think he knows that's exactly what's going to happen, and I think that's part of the reason he's not so keen on allowing Republicans to have their witnesses, at least not very many of them from the list that they requested, because he knows they're probably not going to reciprocate when it goes to the Senate.
Yeah, it's so true. The name of the book from Dr. Lauren Wright is Star Power, American Democracy in the Age of the Celebrity Candidate, Michael Bloomberg.
Yes.
He kind of falls in that role, does he not?
He does, and I have some research specifically on Michael Bloomberg, name recognition and electability in that book that you just mentioned, and he is not well known outside elites and outside New York. People do not really know who this person is, and I ran a survey where I showed respondents a picture of his face and who is this, and I did this for a lot of different celebrities and a lot of different politicians, and it's less than 20% of people who can name him, and that's a tough measure of name recognition, but it's meaningful. Most people are not paying that much attention at this point, and at that point when I was writing the book, he was a Republican. He had not yet switched parties. So I also ran a likelihood to vote for this person survey among Republicans, and he came in dead last. And so I don't see what everyone is talking about when they say he's going to completely break up this Democratic field and change everything, because the polling hasn't indicated it, and my research doesn't indicate that at all.
And $35 million. Everybody's talking about.
That's right.
And we had our friend Dominic Carter on, who's a very he knows Mike Bloomberg inside out and backwards, and he goes, that $35 million is going to make some noise. It's a
lot.
But and help me out here, because this is what you do. You study this. Do people see these ads and go, oh, not a bad guy. I think I'll vote for this guy. Is that what he expects us to do, I guess?
No. That's precisely not what happens. People are not persuaded very well by ads. It might boost his name recognition. That's the issue that I just brought up. People might remember his name in the short term, but they're not likely to take away a positive or negative impression from those ads, and they're not persuadable.
Yeah, he's so savvy, though.
Yes, he is.
And I agree. I don't see, and I think you're right. You're both polls are right. I don't know how he resonates out. He's such a New York guy. He doesn't resonate outside of New York because he doesn't have the charisma or the electricity of a Donald Trump, or even, like I said to Dominic, even Joe Biden has a likability about him, whether you like him or not, whether he's quote unquote lost it or not. I don't see that from Mike Bloomberg, but I know this: you could never underestimate him. So, what happens? And this is, I kind of stumbled on. I was with Neil Caputo, my friend, the other day. What do you think is going to happen? I said, the president's going to win a landslide 2020. This is what I'm feeling. But on the other hand, what does happen with the Democrats? Brokered convention? Mike Bloomberg come in? What's going to happen? What is your feeling, Lauren?
They will coalesce around a single candidate, I believe, but a big field is not good for them. And that's what I talk about in this book is if someone like Oprah or Tom Hanks would come in at this point, or Michelle Obama,
Tom Hanks,
someone with very high name recognition like Trump did in 2016 with a large field, I don't think that's something to joke about.
Yeah.
I think that's a serious consideration. But Michael Bloomberg is not Oprah, and he's not Tom Hanks, as you just mentioned.
Dr. Lauren Wright, we appreciate your time and coming in. Star Power, by the way, is the name of the book. You want to check it out. Tell me, let's talk about, if we can, Tulsi Gabbard for a second.
Okay.
Because
yep.
now, again, I support the president. But I watched Tulsi Gabbard, how she's measured, she's military, she's too liberal in my mind. And again, that's just me as a conservative speaking. If I don't even know what I am anymore. There's these labels on everything. But I said this is the Democrats' secret weapon. She's just so measured. If they ever went, but they're not going to do it because they're so taken with AOC and the squad and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and that progressive socialist left, and now Nancy Pelosi pushing impeachment and conceding to the impeachment. They're just losing touch. Where does Tulsi end up on all of this?
Well, that's an interesting question. She might be in this category of candidates that might do better in a general election, but might not survive the primary. It's very interesting because she's also not very well known. And as you mentioned, the more progressive candidates tend to do better in these primaries, and she is not one of those. She has a pretty mixed bag of views.
I think you're right, though. Oprah.
Oprah.
Michelle
Oprah,
won't. Michelle won't go. I wonder if Oprah would. Oprah says no either, but some blockbuster out of nowhere steps up like that. Yeah,
yes.
I wonder if that'll happen. I
don't know. You would know better than I would. You're in all of these circles.
I know.
People.
It's true. We get an instinct.
But I don't know.
You know what? It's going to be interesting to watch. I love watching it, though.
Me
I love
too.
watching
That's
it.
true.
And your students are interested in this.
Oh, they are. And actually, we have precepts at Princeton. They get an extra session that's not a lecture per week with a professor. But anyway, they wanted to watch the impeachment trials in the background of our precept while they were working on their project.
They're interested.
So I did let them do that. They're very politically engaged. Of course, I have mostly politics majors and policy majors, so that helps.
When you walk in front of your class, Lauren, you look like you're a student yourself. Do they?
Yeah,
do they always say?
Yes.
I mean, it's only been, you only graduated
often mistake. Yep. I'm sure it won't happen for my whole life, but
this is a good thing. This is a good thing.
Very frequent experience.
Lord, I tell you, love talking politics with you. The name of the book is Star Power: American Democracy in the Age of the Celebrity Candidate. Lauren Wright is an associate research scholar and lecturer in politics and public affairs at Princeton University. Doc, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Always a pleasure. And great watch. Great watch.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Lauren Wright right there. Hey, it's Piscopo in the morning. You're going to jump to Al. Scott LoBaido is a buddy. Does he have a statue with him? Oh, my gosh. I think he's going to bring the statue of Mother Cabrini in the studio. Only on the Piscopo Show. Frankie Five Boroughs, this is big news. But right now we're going to go to the local news, live and local, with Al Gattullo on AM 970, The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970, The Answer.
48 degrees at 9:38. I'm Al Gattullo with local news first. Here's what's going on. There's a turkey named Trump being spared on Long Island. The historic Millridge Inn in Jericho has held a turkey pardon every year right before Thanksgiving. This year, officials say a red, orange-headed turkey named Trump shares a birthday with President Trump and will live on in a turkey farm past Thanksgiving. The owner of the place is Trump. The turkey will be spared from getting his head chopped off and from any impeachment process, as he is loved by everyone. The pardoning ceremony takes place on Wednesday. An anonymous buyer is now the proud owner of a rare, near-mint condition copy of the first comic book from Marvel, and it set him back more than $1 million. Heritage Auctions in Dallas says the Marvel Comics #1, published in 1939, sold last Thursday for just over $1.25 million. It's a piece of pop culture history since the issue introduces the original Human Torch, the Submariner, and other characters. Heritage says the comic was first sold by a Pennsylvania newsstand to a mailman who made a habit of buying first issues. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers 108-106. Islanders lose to the Ducks 3-0. It's the first time the Isles have lost in regulation since getting beaten by the Carolina Hurricanes back on October 11th. Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime 3-2. Monday Night Football, the Ravens crushed the Rams in Los Angeles by the final of 45-6. Stuck in traffic? Debbie Duhame's got the answer.
Hi, Al. Let's go to the northern state east, getting out toward the area of Jericho Turnpike. It's an accident right there. LIE west at Crooked Hill Road, an accident. And the southern state westbound as you get out toward Merrick Avenue, an accident there as well. We're still seeing some stop-and-go traffic as you head to the northbound Van Wyck up through Hillside Avenue. At the Verrazano Bridge, upper level, heading into Staten Island, a disabled vehicle there. Cross Bronx West, heavy as you head from the Bruckner all the way out to the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Inbound GWB 45 to the upper, 20 to the lower. Lincoln 30 in. Holland still about 35. Watch for delays on 287 South getting down past the area of Wanacue in toward the area of Pompton Lakes. It's construction. 24 East, exit 1, getting into Florham Park in Morristown. Watch out for a fuel spill. Checking in on the forecast, sunny today, high of almost 60. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Nobody wants to get stuck on the side of the road, especially when it's cold outside. Head down to your local Napa Auto Parts store, where they have antifreeze, washer fluid, ice scrapers, and more, so you can make it through this cold spell with ease. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Balance of nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
For the past decade, I've been dealing with very painful brown spots on my forehead, and I could never just take a wash rag across my forehead. I didn't dare because it would have been just horridly painful. And last week, in my haste, I scrubbed the whole thing, and there was no pain there. And so I quickly went to the mirror, and I realized at that moment the painful brown spots that I've been dealing with for the past decade, they're gone. I could barely speak. I could barely do anything. I was frozen in this elated state of mind because I've been battling this for a decade, and it wasn't until the following day I looked at my hands and I looked at my arms, and there's very few brown spots on my hands and arms. You know, as a retired RN, I know the importance of nutrition. I always have. I mean, if you just feed people good food like this, it's actually healing you from the cellular level out. I'm living proof of that because there's only one thing that changed in my life, and that was taking Balance of Nature. And I will forever be grateful. I'll never stop taking it. I'll never be without my Balance of Nature, ever.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. From now until the end of the week, Balance of Nature is offering 35% off and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. This special is ending between now and Black Friday weekend, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code The Answer.
Hey, Joe, on the radio, Scott LoBaido coming up. We're going to reveal. Look at that. Wait, we revealed it already because the camera is on me. This is the Mother Cabrini statue. How great is that? This is a prototype of what Scott wants to build. We're going to. Oh, I can't touch it. I'm touching it. He's slapping my hand. I will in a moment. Can you get this shot? Another camera shot, George? You got another camera shot there? And we'll come to the statue because I want to show something else of it. There you go, Georgie. Thank you, Scott. Look at this, man. Look at this coin. This Donald Trump coin. You will love this. You should get one of these. This is from Noble Gold. They've just released here this new President Trump Commander-in-Chief coin. It's a beautiful limited edition collector's piece just in time for the 2020 re-election campaign.
The front of the coin is a silver 1 ounce coin. It features the bust of President Trump with his hand over his heart, American flag in the background, and then on the back, as I turn it around, you look at that sparkle on TV right there. I tell you, it says right there, "We will make America strong again, proud again, safe again. We will make America great again," right there. Now, Noble Gold is giving you, kind enough to listen to Joe on the radio, a special offer. If you use the promo code Piscopo, you receive $10 off and a free collector's case. For more information, you got to go to TrumpCoin2020.com. Don't forget, use the promo code Piscopo for $10 off the new Trump Commander-in-Chief coin, plus a new collector's case to display this beautiful silver commemorative coin. It's a limited time, all right? So don't forget about the code Piscopo. You can go to TrumpCoin2020.com. The code is Piscopo.
War Room Impeachment with Steve Bannon. Tonight at 9 on AM 970. The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
The radio. We got it. Yeah, there we go. Look at this right there. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the Mother Cabrini statue. Look how beautiful that is. Scott, welcome back to the show, man. Nice to see you, buddy. And it's a beautiful, beautiful. How did you make it? What did you make it out of? First of all, let's start here. Mother Cabrini, of course, totally disrespected by City Hall and the First Lady, right? She gets the most votes for women who built New York. Italian Americans stepped up in a brilliant way, and they said, Mother Cabrini, she was a champion for immigrants. We all know, as Italian Americans, the story of this gallant gal who is now a saint, Mother Cabrini. Now, everybody all of a sudden became a cause celeb in the sense that, and Governor Cuomo says we're going to build it. Youth, there's so many. We're doing the Cabrini mission. Chaz Palminteri got involved. You're saying, let's just build it. You could do it quickly, so you made a prototype already.
Yeah. Actually, there's a personal connection, too. I mean, I remember my grandmother, when I heard the story, I'm like, Mother Cabrini, my grandmother used to take us up from Staten Island on the ferry, on the train, up to Washington Heights.
Yeah, been there.
To the shrine.
Beautiful.
And then when this all happened, it rang a bell. And then I went to my mom and like, Mom, tell me a little bit more. And she goes, your great-grandmother was cured by Mother Cabrini. When she lived in the tenement, she had consumption, and she swore her whole life that Mother Cabrini prayed over her and cured her. So that's why she became our family's patron saint.
Yes, great.
And so as an artist, when I heard this, I'm like, you're shunning this great New York woman, this incredible woman, you're shunning her? That's my woman. No, Mayor, no. This has happened. So I started building. Then, all due respect, the governor put the commission together with everybody, and they're all excited and stuff. But something like that, and any art contest like that, it takes years. I'm sorry to say it, it takes years. And the way politics are today, if it even ever happens, they still have to deal with the church and state concept about you
where
can't
they
put
this.
It.
Yeah.
Right. So my concept, you know what? If they do it and it's 5 years from there, they build a beautiful one, beautiful. Why wait? I'm an artist. I can create this thing. I have a foundry that already gave me a quote that they can build this thing within the next year. Okay? A 12-foot bronze of this. Mother Cabrini with her cape surrounding. Her thing was orphans.
Yeah.
She loved the orphans.
Yeah,
the little Italian immigrant.
Yeah.
So if you see the image here, I don't know if you can zoom in.
Yeah.
It's this little poor immigrant with an empty bowl.
YouTube and Facebook Live. We're broadcasting live. Thank you, Scott. I'm sorry. I want to tell you. They had a great shot, George. There it is right there. This is the, and we will take a picture and send this out online as well if you're listening in your car. We want you to keep your eyes on the road. But this is beautiful what you made.
Yeah, so I made it, again, I you know me as a painter.
Yeah.
But I sculpt. And I'm trying to move into sculpting.
What is that? Like
it's clay.
Plaster of Paris?
Plaster of Paris. What is it? Grammar school. Yeah, you
paper
work
mache.
Paper mache. It's Play-Doh. It's Play-Doh. It's Play-Doh. It's this very expensive clay I use, and then I paint it with an actual liquid
and you're
copper.
not supposed to touch it. I can't.
Liquid copper. Come on.
Because you told him he could touch it, and then he wouldn't have touched it at all.
That's true. That's true.
So this is great. Look at the color. It's
well, I like that old patina. I know a lot of new art is contemporary, and they do these abstract things, and I love it. I'm very open to all different things. But to me, this represents, it's almost Renaissance. I like that old look. Like this thing could have been built once it's built. It could have been there from 500 years ago. So it covers
you are
generations.
So good. You are. I love your personality. You're like off the charts. You go against the grain.
Saturday Night Live when I was a kid. Of course, that was we learned from you.
That's why you got to be a wise guy. But the fact is, you're so talented. You're so, like Frankie would say. We were saying you're so talented. Your paintings are.
Well, that's what it is too. This is not. I didn't make this happen. God gave me this gift.
Yeah.
My parents molded the talent, and men and women, the armed forces, allow me to express it.
Yeah.
So this is Scott. Hey, look, am I a sinner? Yeah, I am. But you think Mother Teresa was around and I was sick that she wouldn't pray over me because I was a sinner? That's the beauty of Mother Teresa.
You're a sinner. What a surprise.
Well, you know what I mean. Here and there. But so it's a godly thing.
Yeah. No.
It is.
Listen.
There is godliness in me.
Those of us with faith. Maybe Al doesn't understand that, but those of us with faith,
I understand it. I don't believe in it. That's all.
But
nothing wrong with that.
So, but
I get it.
This is so. What do you think the next steps are? So, again, June 10th we're at the Cabrini mission, and I'm wondering, can you join everybody together? You think, Scott?
Well, I'm starting next week, right after the holidays. I'm putting together. I'm having a meeting with some of the Knights of Columbus. Okay,
yeah.
And it's these Italian communities. Italian Catholic communities, not necessarily Catholic, just, where we've been shunned. You know what I mean? We were shunned when we first came here. You know what we were treated like? Please. So I'm glad that everybody's fired up. So why not build one now? For Mother Cabrini?
Yeah.
It could be up and unveiled by November 13th. Mother Cabrini Feast Day next year.
You could? Oh, really?
Yes. I already talked to the foundry. They could recreate it. There's a whole process. I have to build a bigger one out of clay. And then they take it and they enlarge it. Then they make a wax mold. Then they make it bronze. Then it has to be cleaned up. Then it has to be shipped. It has to be delivered. The base has to be built. So I put it all together. I come up with a number for $200,000, which is not bad for a giant bronze.
Do you have a GoFundMe going now?
Yes, I have a GoFundMe going now. And so, look, this has to get done. Let's get this done, people.
Where can we find...
I don't want the story to blow away.
I know.
That's what happens in the city.
Yeah, but, my buddy Chaz is
Italians, we don't like... No, Chaz is on board. I know he's on board.
He can let go. He watching Chaz at the Columbus Day Parade, towering over Governor Cuomo. Governor Cuomo's tall, but hey, what about Mother Cabrini? It was great. It was great.
Beautiful.
So
you gotta have that. You gotta have that.
Do I have your permission to drop your name at the Cabrini mission? Say maybe Scott LoBaido's got it ready to go, locked and loaded to go.
Joe, I'll send you a little something with some images, and they might say, you know what? If not, we can help them with this one.
Yeah.
Why not? Listen. Why not have 5 Mother Cabrini statues? Doesn't matter.
So where do you want to put this one? What are you thinking of putting it?
I'd love it in Manhattan, Brooklyn, or Staten Island. But remember, it has to be on private property, which will probably be a church or a Catholic school. Yeah. And I've already reaching out to some friends that I know, and I put the image on it, see how it looks. Yeah. It'll be beautiful. I want to reach out to Lou.
Yeah, we see that Staten Island talk. We don't want the Lou. There's one name. You knew exactly who he was.
Lou Tobacco, president of Faro.
Faro, because it's a perfect location right there.
Scott LoBaido, you know what's great about you? First of all, your personal connection, and because all Italian Americans feel a personal connection to Mother Cabrini. And I was up there too, where you said where the Cabrini nuns are. But this woman, as a citizen of God, who just came in, what she did across the country, people forget.
The world.
You look. How she knew to do what she did. And I told you, I was in Colorado. They've got something.
Yes. I was doing some research, and I was like, Colorado. There's Italians in Colorado. And
she was there. Mother Cabrini, Scott LoBaido. Where can we find you? Where can we get to the GoFundMe page?
Look, we got to raise money to get this done, so I got a GoFundMe page, and I take private donations as well. I got a separate account for just this, and just go to my website, scottlobaido.com, LoBaido, and then that'll hook you right into the GoFundMe, or to see some more images and videos. What I tell you, $200,000. I tell you what, Joe's gonna break it. I got my check before I walk out the door.
I can't. God bless you. I'm blessing it.
Let's get this done, people. Come
Scott
on. There's no reason
man.
we can't get this done.
He's a man. We love you for that, Scott. God bless you, my son. And you know what? That's a great story about your grandparents.
It's a true story. People think I'm making it up. But
Debbie knows what we're talking about, right, Deb?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that beautiful? Yep. Isn't that beautiful?
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So beautiful.
It's right here on the Piscopo show. We got it here. This is the man that could make it happen very, very quickly. Debbie, thanks for staying with us all morning going into the Thanksgiving on Thursday, 9:52. Debbie's on the roads on AM 970, The Answer.
Hey, Joe, 84 eastbound is still closed out by exit 5 in Maybrook with an accident investigation. The ramps from 17 to 84 blocked in Middletown because of that investigation. A lot of alternate volume along 211. 287 south, exit 13. An accident getting down toward Franklin Township. LIE West at Crooked Hill Road, accident clears. Still seeing volume LIE West getting out toward the BQE. You now know where not to go. I'm Debbie Duhame with Joe Piscopo, AM 970, The Answer.
The holidays are a time for family. Until you mention politics, and then it's all screaming meltdowns.
I'm Dennis Prager. There's no more important issue facing America today. Americans are afraid to speak out even at their own holiday table. But there is a film that is fighting back, No Safe Spaces.
No Safe Spaces? It really is fantastic. You should go check it out.
I am over the moon about No Safe Spaces. Every American needs to see this.
See No Safe Spaces, only in theaters. Rated PG-13. Go to nosafespaces.com for tickets.
According to a recent study, the average human attention span has fallen to just 8 seconds. That doesn't give me a lot of time. So here I go. If you're a student at any college, we're having a contest for major cash and prizes and a paid internship, all for writing a great research paper. You're probably doing this for free anyway, so why not try to get something from it? You go to our website, pick one of the 6,000 companies listed, research it, write a report, and submit it. Do that best, you'll win up to $7,500 in cash, a trip to Miami for the NobleCon Investors Conference, 2 nights at the multi-billion-dollar Hard Rock Hotel, and the paid internship. No strings attached. It's sponsored by the same folks that do the National Spelling Bee. Because today, being thorough and detailed and doing solid research has become a lost art. Just Google it doesn't cut it. We have some of the best emerging companies that need to have their stories told, and we need to find some great people to help us do it. Want to find out more? Go to channelcheck.com. That's channel, C-H-E-K, don't need that second C.com for all the details.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
Decking the halls with custom cards and invitations.
Staples makes connecting with clients and loved ones easy. With hundreds of holiday templates you can customize and call your own.
And right now, get 20% off select custom cards and invitations. Some can even be printed same day.
So deck the halls faster and for less this year at Staples,
where there's a whole lot in store this holiday.
Ends 12/28/19, limit 1. Visit staples.com/holiday cards or store for details.
Here's your AM 970 Weather Answer Forecast.
Mostly sunny today, a little milder this afternoon with a high temperature approaching 60. Clear this evening, then increasing cloud later tonight. Low 45 in Midtown, 35 to 40 in some of the cooler suburbs. Rather cloudy tomorrow. It'll become breezy in the afternoon with a couple of showers around during the late morning and afternoon hours, high 56. Thanksgiving Day, very windy and cooler with intervals of clouds and sun. Winds can gust to 45 miles per hour at times. The high Thursday, 51. AM 970, The Answer.
Tell me that for.
Let's go.
Buy one, get one free. Giza sheets. Now, here it is. MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com. Promo code is AM970. Those Giza sheets I tell you about, forget about it. They're so comfortable. They're Giza sheets, and you get a great price. You can buy one, get one free. Plus free shipping. Buy one, get one free. The Giza sheets plus free shipping. Great gifts. We want you to go to the radio listener specials on MyPillow.com. Mike Lindell appreciates you making the MyPillow company the company that it is today. Check out the pillows. Paulie Pillow, my cousin, he buys a pillow for everybody. You go, hey, Paulie, how are you? He goes, I got a pillow for you. This is a great gift. If the holidays are around, you're wondering what to get. Get a pillow. Get the Giza sheets. And now you can buy one, get one free. And listen here, if you would. We know MyPillow products come with a 10-year warranty. 10 years. MyPillow has just announced that they are extending their 60-day money-back guarantee. Orders placed between now and Christmas Day will have their 60-day money-back guarantee extended through March 1st, 2020. So go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials for the buy one, get one free offer on Giza sheets plus free shipping. MyPillow.com. If you're driving, you get to your computer, look around, your boss isn't watching, go to MyPillow.com, or you could call 800-651-0798. 800-651-0798. Promo code AM970.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Honda.
This is Albert taking us out of here.
Way down among Brazilians.
Wow, Frank.
Yeah, it's nice to hear it for a change.
Find those extra cups.
show was a very fast show. Thank you so much for staying with us. Frankie, thank you for a great show. That was a lot of fun, a lot to do, and it was fun.
Absolutely.
You know? And let's do it again
That's how it
tomorrow.
should be. Why not?
And then do we have off Thanksgiving?
We do.
Do we have off Friday?
It's up to you.
You mean it's
No,
not
I'm off.
Well,
you can be working.
Alan,
so I can come in if I want?
Absolutely.
Or we can make, how about a best of? Would that be a great idea?
I'm working on that.
Oh,
yes.
that's a lot of work. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Frankie,
so
thank
that's why
you.
if you wanted to come in.
He wants me to come in so to do the best of.
Yeah, because he's not working. And neither am I.
Frankie, thank you. Albert, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Debbie, we love you and thank you very much. And thank you for listening. Mike Gallagher's coming up at 10:05. Seb Gorka, Larry Elder, Dennis Prager. We got the whole line. Kevin McCullough this afternoon. And Eric Metaxas as well. You can keep it right here on AM 970, The Answer. Make it a great day. Would you do that for Joey? And you know why? Because you deserve it.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970, The Answer.
48 degrees at 9:59. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. The Islip Town Fire Marshal investigating a blaze at a central Islip home. Hamlet firefighters responded last night to a house on Chestnut Street to find a detached garage that was burning down. Fire was extinguished. No related injuries have been reported. Hershey is on a roll with new Kit Kat bars. A mint and dark chocolate flavor will hit shelves next month. But next year, 5 other new flavors might be released. An Instagram post claims Walmart leaked at least 4 possible flavors: chocolate cream pie, orange dreamsicle, cotton candy, and cherry cola. A 5th possible flavor of apple pie is already a hit in Japan. In sports, Nets beat the Cavaliers, Islanders lose to the Ducks, Rangers skate past the Wild in overtime Monday Night Football, the Ravens crush the Rams. You now know what's going on. Have a great day, everyone. I'm Al Gattulo, AM 970, The Answer.
From the studios of AM 970, The Answer, on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
The White House and the U.S. Capitol locked down briefly this morning.